difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools. Power tools. Power tools. Power tools.
I forgot to turn on my mic. That's a bad start. Good morning, everyone.
Don't let Terry see that. She'll call you out.
My name is Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Hey, Pat.
And I'm the star of this show.
Wow.
I just start off that way. No, my friend Denny is here. He's actually the star of the program.
Morning,
Hall
Patty.
of Fame broadcaster Terry Stacy is with us this morning.
Hello.
And then we have Allison
And her
Lemons,
mic works.
Hello.
the glue that keeps us together.
I thought
Allison
you were going to call her
Lemons.
the big toe.
Yeah, I don't know about
The
that.
glue.
The glue.
He's just
No,
saying that because I helped him
sitting
this
over
week.
here is the big toe, Ethan,
Yeah.
who is he is Sergeant Holka, the big toe.
I remember.
Exciting news, everybody. We are now a part of the 21st century of WIBC.
How's that?
We are streaming live on YouTube
Oh,
per
dear
two people's
Lord.
requests.
You're on.
So if you want to watch the show for some reason,
I-
if you want for some reason see Pat or Denny, or talk to us in the chat,
Wow.
go to YouTube, WIBC
So
Home and Garden.
how would
and
I
we're
see it?
live.
I don't see anything.
Do you want me to pull up
Is
the
that
screen up?
this the camera right
That's
here?
the camera. If you want to wave to it.
Oh, good
You should wave
heavens.
to it. Show them what you have in your pockets.
Okay.
I like
What's
to
in
do that
Pat's
on
pockets?
Sundays.
All
Right. Show and
I,
tell. It's called show and tell.
I really just have my wallet.
Well,
I can
Jennifer
go through-
says good morning to everybody.
Good morning,
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Pat is real short until he sits on his wallet. And he's a giant.
Thank you for the welcome, Libertarian Dragon.
like that?
Oh, my gosh. Look at all these people watching us here.
Hey, happy National Margarita Day.
Oh, this is your day.
Finally.
Yeah.
So what do you have prepared for us?
Well, I did most of the prep work last night at Luciana's.
Hey, when was the first time you had a margarita?
I think it was wasn't fourth grade.
Because I remember
No,
you
you know,
saying
I
it
d-
was like sixth grade.
I think
don't
it was at
know.
his church confirmation.
I don't really know.
Were you at a party? Or were you just at home?
Probably so. Probably so. Because I wouldn't have even.
Most people
High
would've-
school, I wouldn't have known what a margarita was.
Most people would have gotten it
I didn't
at
know.
a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, and I would probably
Like
Chi-Chi's. Yeah.
You probably Chi-Chi's and somebody got one in a pretty glass. And
Yeah, and
you said,
then you got one, and then I would never have known.
Now, are you old enough to know what a skinny margarita is now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. And my complaint about margaritas in general, not about margaritas, but about restaurants. You know, it's not like it's an inexpensive drink.
oh, no. In fact, how much is a margarita at a nice
gosh.
restaurant right
Like
now?
13, 15.
$15 for a drink.
I've paid as high as 20.
Really?
For a margarita? Mm-hmm. Was it worth it?
It depends, and that's the thing. They charge you this money, and then they don't put any love into actually, they just mix it up, and it's either too sweet is usually the problem. And it's just like good margaritas like Delicia, they batch them, so they're every one of them's the same. Delicia is really good. Cholita is good. Luciana's has a really good margarita. I mean, I'd be willing to sample whoever wants to drop one by.
Well, I can't believe you don't have of all the things that you do at all the parties and things that you have, you don't have like a margarita. Like we could have been at the store today.
For Margarita Day?
And for Margarita Day.
Yeah.
Well, it would have been crazy
And we could have had
today.
everybody bring their margaritas.
Oh, is that
Which
legal?
would be all
I'm trying to think.
illegal.
Is that
Yeah,
legal?
it's
Is
all
it
illegal.
illegal?
That would be
Well, you mean
illegal.
I mean like a margarita off.
Okay.
Is that illegal?
It would be in our store. Yeah.
Oh, it would. How about in the parking lot?
Parking lot would be fine because it would be outside of our licensed beer and wine
So
area.
we could have margarita off in the parking
In the
lot.
park-
Where do you
Parking lot.
What's your favorite margarita? At where?
I really like Delicia,
Okay.
but I like Luciana's because they have the Luciana's. It's a very small pour and it's
My favorite.
rather potent. That's what I had last night.
My favorite is at El Rodeo on essentially 106th and 421. There's a guy in there named Jaime. Jaime makes it his way, which is with a lot of fruit, and it's not a sweet. My big problem with margaritas, they're so
Too sweet.
me too.
Yeah. A good margarita is not really sweet like that.
Well,
Bloody
hey to
Mary
Jaime.
sounds good though right now.
What does?
A Bloody Mary.
Oh, a Bloody
The
Mary.
older I've gotten, the more I like those.
Is it TikTok Lounge? What's the one on
the
10th Street?
Yeah.
Hey, what happened at the Working
That's-
Man's Pub?
Nothing.
Don't wait. We're talking about TikTok Lounge. We got to give them their time. This is
Okay.
the glory of their Bloody Mary is like a lunch.
It's like
I mean,
a
it's
lunch.
got tater tots.
Right.
They
It's
stack
got a
it.
Right. Like
it's
at
got
the
a
state fair.
There's a charcuterie plate in it.
The whole thing.
Oh my god,
Cheeseburger.
so good.
I love those.
That's a good place to go for St. Patty's Day. The TikTok.
It's coming up.
Yep.
Right around the corner. What are you going to do?
Well, we are having we'll be at our big party on the 15th. So we do the Father Glenn's St. Patty's Day party. And so we'll all be there.
That's timely. We only 2 days before St. Patty's Day.
Yes,
this
it
year.
is.
Last week it was like
Because
it felt like a month ahead.
we do the Saturday before. So sometimes it was like, I think it was on the 8th. It was pretty. So this time it's just, next couple of years it'll be pretty darn good.
Hey, Hammer
So
and Nigel,
excited.
we just want you to know we got 49 people watching.
There you go.
And
See?
we're only 10 minutes into the show.
Now, don't stop watching the numbers.
Well, that's what Hammer does.
Well, you don't have to be like him.
Oh, thank God.
I can't see anything or.
Just don't even pay attention to it.
I will say, yes, we know Pat's in the dark. I don't really know how to fix it because he has his hat on and in the sun shining.
What's wrong? I'm in the. Oh,
You're a
because
little
I have
bit in the shadows.
I have the light in the back.
Yeah,
but I didn't want
your
it to-
bill up just a little bit.
Well, and I didn't want to. I don't
Oh,
want
boy.
to. Our window is so beautiful. We are looking at a monument circle, and I don't know how much longer we'll be here. So I like to
It's
enjoy
precious.
I think till September.
It is till September.
it. I've heard other things.
Oh,
and,
sooner
or later.
or later.
So yeah, that's why I'm not shutting the blinds. So Pat's just in the
Yeah.
dark. So sorry, everyone.
So
but
Russ from Channel 13, because I'm not really a photographer, but he asked, like I would set up what I was going to do for Channel 13, and he'd go, "You're facing the wrong way."
Yeah.
You have to turn everything around. And he goes, "Here's a simple rule: the sun always needs to be in your eyes."
yeah, that's the unfortunate part.
It does. It needs to be on your face.
It
Well,
does.
did the fill
That's
light not
the-
help him at all?
No,
No.
we'll figure it out.
That's
We're
okay.
testing it. This is just all new to all of us.
Pat, just hold your cell phone up in front of your face. It'll light your face up.
Oh,
Like
come on.
spooky.
Don't even think about it.
No,
Just
we're
do
good.
it.
Well, you're the one
good.
that talked us into this, young
So
lady.
I don't-
Right, but don't think about it.
So if people wanted to watch, where do you go?
Where?
To
YouTube.
Facebook to watch it? Where do you go?
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
put-
going to share it on our Facebook page too.
Is
Put in YouTube WIBC 93, and it'll take you right to us.
so weird?
No, it's
Your
super
social
fun.
media influencers now.
Yeah. Do you guys know? Do you know Nate Spangle?
That does not ring
Yeah,
a bell.
yes. Yeah, we follow each other on Twitter.
Okay, so Nate is he's almost like Mr. Indiana. He does everything. It would be as the kids say, it'd be a good follow.
It is.
He has like 50-some thousand or 60,000 followers, but he does all this cool stuff around Indiana and give you ideas of what to do. And then he has great guests. I was watching one with Martha Hoover from Patashu.
Oh, yeah.
I work
So-
out with Martha. Martha and I are working out at Exercise Inc. at the same time.
So, anyways, Nate goes all over.
Okay, that went over well.
Okay.
By the way, the podcast Nate has is called Get In, like IN.
Okay.
But that's
Indiana.
where all these interviews are at.
Okay, so the interesting thing also about Nate is that he is the head wrestling coach at Bishop Chittard,
Okay.
which is kind of
That's how
strange,
you
which
knew
I
it,
didn't even
'cause I
know.
couldn't imagine you knowing this.
I did not. I knew him from his podcast first. Or not podcast. What do you call it? What does
Yeah,
he do?
Instagram.
Instagram.
Well, whatever.
His
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, he's the wrestling coach at Chittard. And it just so happens he has 2 wrestlers in the final stage. See all the wrestlers coming
Oh,
downtown
yeah, I
today?
did.
145. What were the weight groups for his wrestlers? Do you remember?
I don't know. I
him
saw a
finish the
picture of
story.
one. Sam Busamani. I don't know. He must have looked.
To have
140,
wrestlers in the state
135,
tourney
I don't know.
is really something special.
But anyways, Chittard has 2, first time since 1975 that they've had
That's cool.
2 wrestlers on the final day. Well, good luck to everyone
Yeah.
because making it to this final day is an accomplishment.
It is.
It really is.
It's a great deal of discipline.
Oh my gosh.
I remember
It's
watching
awful.
people running up and down trying to lose that extra little bit of weight because they had to weigh in, and they were running up and down, up and down, and up and down the stadium, wherever it was, Market Square, or whether it's Banker's Life, just working to get that perfect weight.
Well, yeah, to make their like
they got to
my
get
son-
that's to get it.
my son Andrew, loves wrestling, and so we would take him to tournaments. These you would wrestle outside of the high school or grade school, and you would wrestle, and it's like it is a bit nuts. I mean, not nuts. It's really good.
It's just
great
a lot of
discipline.
hard.
But you're right. These kids would come in, and you would walk into the weigh-in room, and like some kid just strips off everything so that he can get the last ounce, whatever that.
Make
and it's
the
like
weight.
a little as embarrassing.
Everybody
It's
was.
I'm not even sure that
when
should
I was
be
a wrestler,
legal.
everybody tried to gag themselves. They would eat, but then they would,
Oh, for
they would
crying out
purge.
loud.
Oh, at both ends. They would do anything.
Okay,
In
Dan.
wrestling?
Yes, in wrestling, if you make weight, otherwise you have to go up to the next weight class and you get your butt whooped.
Well, I understand that, but the way to do it is by barfing. Doesn't seem good.
Well,
No, I don't think that's really what anybody's doing anymore. That might have been the 1950s.
it was the 1950s. It was the 1960s.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
that's all I have.
Well, that was good.
So I just thought it was interesting. Nate,
we should try
Very
to
I
get,
put
interesting.
everything together.
yeah.
So it is a good follow. What's it called again?
Get in, like IN, Indiana.
Get Indiana.
Get Indiana.
And he's
with
really,
Nate.
it's kind of, he's there to prove that Indiana is a very cool state.
Yeah, and I like at the end of each interview, he asks what's like a hidden gem of Indiana.
Yeah.
And I always like that because you always learn a little bit
Yeah.
about.
And there's some real funny
so
ones.
many good ones.
There's some funny ones.
What
Too.
was the one I was watching? What did the guy say that was like, oh, shoot, I forget what it was. It was very cool.
Did you guys know how he initially went viral though?
No.
So it was the Indianapolis 500, and he did this thing where he wanted to be the first truck to get into the infield, and so he was getting his truck sponsored by a bunch of these local places in Indiana, and so he was putting a bunch of people's signs up, and so everybody kind of bought into this on
Okay.
social media where he
That's
kind of
cool.
fixed up this old beater, and he made it in first, and there's a ton of videos of all these people, because there's a lot of celebrities and stuff come for the 500, and so he made a lot of connections initially from that, and I think that kind of fed into
How old is he?
the
How old is
podcast.
this wrestling coach?
Like 30, I think.
Okay. Young enough to know how to do things.
I think. Isn't that when, what you'd say, 30-ish?
Yeah, that's like early 30s. Yeah, for sure.
Maybe late 20s? I don't know.
He knows what he's doing though, and he's doing great.
He's doing great.
Very cool.
We need to, what do you say we need to cohabitate with them?
Oh,
Collaborate.
Cohabit.
Or cohabitate.
That was close, Pat.
That sounds kind of futuristic.
Nate, we want to do a little cohabitation with
I
you.
don't know. It sounds naughty.
It does.
I don't like it. It's not right.
I walk in the morning and Beth goes, "Where you been?" I'm cohabitating with Nate.
Hey Pat, we have
A
a
young
question.
30-year-old.
We have a question from YouTube. It's from Michael P. Smith. He says, "Long question. How long is starter fertilizer effective?"
You know what? It kind of depends on the brand, but most of them have Scott's is homogenized urea, and it
For those of you who aren't paying attention, that is pig pee.
Oh, pig urine.
Pig urine. That's right.
So, anyways, there is slow release nitrogen in most of it now. So, I would say that you would be able to feed a good 4 to 5 weeks.
All right, there you go, Michael
On a-
P.
on a
Smith.
starter.
4 to 5 weeks on the starter fertilizer.
And
by
I will
Scott.
tell you, it is so important. Starter fertilizer, back in the day, and I touched on this last week with the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potash, the phosphorus that
That's
they've
been
taken
removed,
out,
yeah.
except for starter fertilizer. So
Well,
back
the
back
farmers
in the
are
day,
still using it.
yeah,
because
back in the
co-op.
back in the day, you could, and I'm going to get it. Just let me make this one point.
Okay,
and I'll get
do
out
it.
of here.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, you could grab fertilizer and everything had phosphorus in it, and you could kind of use that as a starter fertilizer. But now, because that's been removed, if you're doing grass seed, you really need to have that middle number. There
It's
you
not,
go.
It's not just that. The dishwashing detergent, they have had to remove that and change their surfactant chemistry all around because we can't use phosphates anymore.
Can you use that on grass seed? We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
In purgatory, tortured souls
the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. And I can only think that Denny remembered that we were going to start doing this YouTube video thing and wore a very, very sexy shirt.
You know, I wear these 4 or 5 times a week. I'm fighting winter. I'm not giving into winter. I mean, this is my Jimmy Buffett, I'm ready for sunshine look.
You know, you look great. But I will say, tie this into our 20% off sale at our store. Everyone was so happy yesterday.
Because of the 20% off, because of the sun.
I think it's because of the sun. They were just, 30 felt like 50.
Yeah.
Yes.
How funny is that?
I know. And we were busy. We had people in the store until 8 o'clock last night. And generally, in February, shoot a cannon through after about 5:30 or 6. So
people are so ready. Oh my gosh, they're so ready. The ticket sales for the Flower and Patio Show are going like crazy. People are ready.
So that was, and I've never really had that feeling about, we have this sale every year, 20% off everything. And so even like, we're doing like our restaurants are even 20% off. But I've never had that feeling where just people were happy.
If you have not seen the Instagram
happy.
or Facebook post, Joe gets, Star of the Year. Joe is doing some of
Joe Keating or Joe Boyle, if you knew her from grade school.
Yeah, but it's all about the 20% off sale, and she's about had it, and she lets her emotions get away with her. But it's a really good spot.
It is. It's very good. It's just a take on people because they don't know, right? It's a 20% off sale, and we say everything is on sale. And then people go, is this on sale?
Is this on sale?
It's like, yes, everything is on sale.
I think there's a catch.
Well, yeah, there's always exclusions. In the tiny, tiny fine print, there's exclusions.
I found something, though, that's not on sale.
What was that?
Allison, do you know what it is?
Girl Scout cookies.
Girl Scout cookies.
It's like going to your cardiologist. Does this have salt in it? Yes. Does this have salt in it? Yes. Does this have sodium? Yes.
But the Girl Scout cookies, because obviously we just resell. They don't even want us doing that.
No,
they get
don't.
mad. They get mad.
Well,
but it's going to a troop.
It's going to a troop, but they like here's the thing. I think they want the girls to have the experience of selling cookies.
Oh yeah.
Well, as one of those girls,
for decades, their parents have been taking the list to the office.
No, it's all part of it. But it really is. I think that's what they want.
But you know what?
They're still making money. I know.
For their customers, it's a convenience knowing we have people that come in just for Girl Scout cookies.
Well, because Girl Scout, they don't go unless they really don't go out like they used to and knock at the door, because it's just a different time.
Right.
We don't know our neighbors. We don't. Right. And
so it's kind of funny because you're exactly right, because anybody that knocked at their door, it was kind of fun because we can sell like a couple thousand boxes.
That's
pretty
awesome.
easily. So it was kind of fun. Anyone that came in and would knock at the door, I just open, I would buy 75 boxes.
You know what? We
so
had
I just
a rule.
bought 50 or 75 from each girl, and they're like, what? Like,
we had a rule in the business that if anybody came in selling anything for whether it was band or Boy Scouts, buy it. Just everybody.
Well, yeah,
just line
supporting
up.
local.
Exactly.
You're supporting the local schools, and you just don't see it anymore. I loved, do kids still sell candy bars? Because that was the big thing.
They do.
We love that. And you can't get a candy bar like the ones that they sell in schools. You can't just get that on the shelf.
Oh, really?
No, you have to get them from those kids that sell those candy bars. If anybody's selling candy bars, I'm the one you need to be knocking. You need to come knock at my door.
Do you know what the Boy Scouts used to sell before popcorn?
I hope it was something better.
No, they used to sell marshmallows. And it was not we sold marshmallows.
You talk about an organization run by men. It's like unbelievable.
Well,
I assume the Boy Scouts.
It's been taken over by the mothers by now.
No, it
has.
If it had, they wouldn't be selling $80 popcorn buckets.
Well,
it's like, look at the Girl Scouts.
Did you read where the Boy Scouts closed one of their camps?
$6
for 3 cookies.
It doesn't matter. $6. Boy Scouts, these little guys out here. Do you want to buy some popcorn? I sure do. How much is that one? $80.
What? No, wait a minute.
It's a little high.
It's 45 for the highest one, the biggest one.
Okay, and so what people always do like when they do the thing out in front of the store, it's like, here's $5, and they just give people cash because it's like.
Yeah.
I only can think that it's men running in, and you just proved it because you said before the expensive popcorn, they were selling marshmallows.
Right. Well, it's a Boy Scout thing. Boy, you got a little bit irritated about this.
Well,
it's
I
just,
am irritated by the.
Hey,
I love I just feel sorry for them out there trying to sell expensive popcorn.
But listen, we need to settle you down. When we come back with In the Weeds, you got some choices.
Oh, boy.
We can do the cosmic shifts, understanding the changing times. We can do Google Fun, or we can do quiz on data storage. So those are your
Is this-
choices.
Well, that sounds.
Wait a minute.
All of them sound so good.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick.
Wait a minute. So one of the categories is quiz on data storage.
Yeah. It really is fun.
It sounds fun.
Okay, I will choose margaritas. Quiz on margaritas.
Oh dear.
Well, we'll take a vote when we come back.
Okay.
I mean,
And before we take the break, real quickly, Phyllis Beck passed away.
I saw that.
Phyllis Beck Toyota.
Oh, okay.
Did you know she
remember
was
her
a
voice
singer and a
so
dancer?
much.
Did you know
she
that?
had an incredible life, and so she passed away. The mass is today, so I just wanted to say, we're thinking about the Beck family because they were good friends to this radio station, and
Yes.
Phyllis Beck is really one that made you hear a woman's voice in selling cars.
Yep.
And for females, you were
Phyllis
like,
Beck,
well, wait
yep.
a minute, I'm going to see her. She won't screw me
She
like
and
a
Denny
guy.
Beck ruled the South Side. That Toyota deal. In fact, they were good friends of Dick Crum. Dick always got a Toyota truck. Remember?
Phyllis
yeah.
Beck.
Dick always had a Toyota. It was
Yeah.
because of Denny Beck.
Yeah, he was a great customer because he would keep him like for 34 years.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool. So anyway, may she rest in peace. She was an incredible woman who left her mark certainly in this state.
And then her husband was
Denny.
Denny. Denny.
And I
Wonderful
think he
name.
was on the commercials too sometimes.
They were both on.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
would come on she would do the tag at the end.
Anyway, yeah, she will be missed.
There you go. All right, 239-9393. We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
JMV here for my friends John and Chris Love at Love Heating and Air Conditioning. Make sure your home is cozy and comfortable during these icy cold winter months. Need heating service? Tell them JMV sent you. If a repair is needed, Love will waive the $95 service fee. And should you need a new furnace, Love is a Heil Heating and Cooling dealer. Call Love today, 317-353-2141. Let Love and Heil take care of your home today.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a segment that just won't go away. Unsponsored, unwanted.
No, it's sponsored. It's E.F. Marburger.
Not until once I call the ladies out there, I'll convince them to come over on
Well,
my
the show
side.
has no standards. They let Sullivan Hardware on. You know, they let all these people on, Pat.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's In the Weeds
Yay!
with Denny
all right,
Smith.
so you have some choices. Last week you turned down Cosmic Shifts, Understanding the Changing Times, and I understand that. You also have this week to choose from. You can go back to Cosmic Shifts, or you can do Fun with Google, or you can do Quiz on Data Storage.
I wasn't listening. Could you do
Oh,
it
you know what? Fun with Google sounds fun.
That does sound good.
Okay. Fun with Google?
Fun with Google.
like
Allison, are
this is
you
gonna
okay
be
with
Alan will take Fun with Google.
that? All right. So how many
feel like we're gonna wrap
searches
this.
Oh, I
per
don't like
second?
this one.
Oh, no. You will not believe it.
Next.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Go ahead.
Google
ahead, give us
handles
the
it.
first one.
Google,
Go
there are
ahead.
several different search engines. Google handles 90% of the search engines.
Uh-huh.
And when you break down the complexity of all those search engines, they do this in 125 different languages. They do it in 200 different countries.
They do it in French?
They do it in French. You want to tell us what you know in French?
Je voudrais une bière, s'il vous plaît.
I would like a beer.
Gosh, it's so hot.
All right, and so after you have several beers, what's the next one you have?
WC?
Where's the bathroom?
Yeah.
So, that's my buddy Pat. Well, anyway, they have these massive storage units, and everybody says, how big are they? They are so big that they will use as much power as a small city. It's incredible. They have to put these storage
Google's
centers.
got storage
Oh,
garages?
dear Lord. No, storage centers for their data. Don't be a knucklehead. I know
You
you
mean like
went to
on
fourth
Washington
grade
Street?
4 times,
Yeah.
but
Those like
Those kind of storage
but
places.
They
their
got 'em
data.
all
People make
over.
a fortune.
Yeah,
Right?
they
That one
do.
guy, remember the guy that ran for Shreve?
You know, this is why we
Yes.
do In the
He
Weeds.
owned-
Denny
that's how he
never
made
gets
his
to
millions.
talk,
That's how he made
and
his
these two
millions.
just talk over me because they work together in the morning show. Okay, you ready for the rest of it? Through machine learning, when you do a Google search, now realize 90% of the searches are done on Google.
Okay.
By the time you type the second word, because of artificial intelligence,
sure.
they already have at least 6 different possibilities of where you're
It's
doing.
amazing.
And if you use them again and again and again, not only do they know your search habits, but it's kind of creepy what all they know. But artificial intelligence is teaching them so many different things. And the Google employees are taught that 20 minutes a day, they get to do whatever they want as long as they're using a computer and being creative. So it's an interesting, Pat, it would be like you telling all of your employees, whatever you want to do for 20 minutes a day, to make the store better, go for it. It's an incredible thing. The predictive capabilities.
So
of what
I'm
they-
picturing a guy like he types in coffee shop near me, and then a girl in a bikini just shows up because that's generally what he's searching for. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But that's pretty funny, though. I will give you
It
credit
is
for
pretty
that.
good.
Search your own name. See what pops up.
Oh boy,
Do it.
do a search on
My
Pat.
name?
Yeah, put your name in there and see what pops up.
Well, I know number one that will pop up is Heisman quarterback Pat Sullivan from Auburn.
Okay,
I
so
should know.
here's we're talking about the size of the storage facilities, Pat. Do you know what an exabyte is?
Yes.
What's an exabyte?
Oh my gosh! And you know what will take care of it? The same stuff that for poison ivy. It's really
Curacomb.
expensive.
Curacomb.
Ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen,
it's really
if you're watching
expensive,
this on YouTube,
but
this is what I have to put up with. I
it-
got the
those- that
intelligence
thing-
of a groundhog
I'm telling
over
you,
here
that-
trying to
those
tell you
itch.
how to do things.
They itch so bad, and if you itch them, they spread.
All right, so there are
Maybe cortisone.
there's
think that other
terabytes,
stuff works better.
petabytes, exabytes,
Ooh.
and zettabytes.
Ooh.
Those are all the different things. The exabyte is 1 billion gigabytes, and Google's data centers have at least, as I'm told, at least 3 exabytes of data on all of them, and they position them around where they can get access to power.
I don't really think this is fun with Google.
You don't think
I had
this
a
is fun?
whole other thing in mind
I
when you
know, I
said
did
fun
too.
with
Oh,
Google.
like doing ornery searches?
No, not like not
Girls
not
in
naughty.
bikinis?
Just I thought it was going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's
The
why I knew
idea
it was
of In
I
the
did
Weeds
too.
is
I knew it
to
was a trick.
teach you something. I thought this was
well, Then you
interesting.
shouldn't have called it fun.
Okay, how many searches per second
I got
are
it.
done
I
in
got
Google?
that.
Okay, what is it?
Per second
Per second.
is 457 million per second.
No. Like about 100,000 per second.
That's all.
Google search.
What the hell are they doing?
Well, they're doing this in 200 different languages all across the
You're
world.
saying only 157,000?
According to the research, 100,000 search queries per second. That's 8.5 billion daily. And do you know what the word Google means,
I
Pat?
think they're slacking.
Oh, it's a number.
Yeah. Okay, Terry Lynn. Terry Lynn for the.
I don't know. It's a number. It is a number.
It's a
that
one
is like
with how many zeros behind it?
1,000,000.
100.
Oh, 100.
Yeah, it's a pretty big number. But anyway, one more thing. Did you know that there are Easter eggs on Google? That if you do a certain search, they have really fun things on there? What I want you to do, if you are out there, they have fun little things. Well, by the way, before it was called Google, did you know it was called Backrub?
Could we change? Could we change
But
selections?
that's fun. Well, that was fun.
No, you can't change in the middle of the stream.
Can we
No,
pick
okay.
another category?
Do
It's over.
if you guys have Google, do a Google search and say, do a barrel roll. Just do a barrel roll. And there are a whole bunch of these out there. But if you do that, and it'll say, how many barrel rolls do you want me to do? And you can say 1, 10, 20. And the screen goes around in a barrel roll. It's really sort of cute. But they leave little fun things there for you.
How long have you been retired?
What do you mean? I haven't retired. I've been in school since I got out.
I typed
out
it
of
in
work.
and a song called Do a Barrel Roll popped up.
That was a good one. Then.
Are you
Dan.
on Google or are you on DuckDuckGo? Or are you on
I'm on Google.
You're on Google. Well, anyway, do a barrel roll.
Oh, look. One of our. This is
Did you
someone
spell
named
barrel
Dragon, Libertarian Dragon. New segment name.
Lost
in the weeds.
Shut up, Dragon.
That's pretty
All right,
funny.
so-
No,
That's
there's your
actually very
fun.
My
good.
work is done here. My job is to expose you to another side of things, and so my
Well,
job's
you
done.
did that.
Yeah.
I can't get no
So
respect.
success
Yeah.
is a good segment. Let's let it go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's end it here.
Well, you guys aren't the ones that didn't choose cosmic shifts, understanding the changing times. I've been carrying that one for 3 weeks now.
Well, I'm sure it'll be fine next week. It
Yeah.
sounds like it's evergreen.
You're going to ignore it next week too.
I think that X bite might have been the one to go with.
Well, let me ask. I tell you what. I'm going to ask Ethan. Ethan, what is the largest measure of storage? What is it called?
Slappy bite.
Slappy bite.
Yeah.
I'm actually an expert in this area. I would say a terabyte.
No.
Wow.
I'm gonna be honest. Okay, can we just break the news? Is this a pop quiz?
Is this a pop quiz? Ethan, you let me down. It's called a Yola bite.
Okay,
YOLO.
I think Ethan's right.
I think this was a real low point for.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I have the answer key to this, and I don't know the answer still.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Confused.
That's how you know in the weeds is.
Is
Yeah.
lost
Lost
in
Oh,
the weeds.
look at the time. We're
We
going to
gotta
miss
go.
our
We're coming.
break. We're brought to you by
Come-
Michaelis Corporation.
Coming right back, 93 WIBC.
In purgatory, tortured souls lie trapped somewhere between heaven and you know where. This is where we find ourselves, trapped somewhere between winter and spring, tortured by strange weather patterns,
As the weather worsens,
cold, snow, and ice.
these temperatures
Then
or 9.
Yeah, that might be
Okay.
past my bedtime.
Hey, Fulton.
Yes.
When you call in tonight, will you request a song for me?
Yeah, what would you like?
Just tell John to play the coleslaw song.
Coleslaw?
Yeah, coleslaw.
Who is that? Who is that by?
You know, I don't even know, but he'll know
Oh boy,
because we have a
Lewis Jordan.
who is it?
Lewis Jordan.
Louis Jordan. Coleslaw. 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 It's a good one. It's kind of it's a
Yeah. I should get that on there for
yeah.
him.
Okay, thanks.
I have a basketball game coming up on Monday. We'll be playing at the Super Bowl Gardens
Who?
on Monday night.
Who you playing?
The Super Bowl Gardens is where we're playing
Oh,
at.
where you're playing? Who you playing?
We don't know who we're playing yet.
I bet they're a
Ooh, it's a
bunch of
mystery.
trash talkers, is what they are.
Yep. And then I've got play practice tomorrow night during the ensemble for Susical the Musical.
Susical musical.
I'm one of the Who's, so
Oh, that's fun.
That's great.
Who?
so we have the play performances on May 15th through the 16th.
Oh, you know what? That would make a great Mother's Day gift for someone.
Yep. Everyone's welcome to come.
And where's that going to be performed at?
It will be at the Hampton Heights High School.
Okay,
In
Hamilton
Arcadia.
Heights. Do they have a pretty good stage set up there?
Yes, they do.
All right, excellent. Okay, well, Fulton, it's great to hear from you.
Yep. Tell John I said hello.
I will, and remember,
The
Coleslaw.
JMV
Coleslaw.
takeover is tonight at 6 to midnight.
there you go. Thanks, John. Or
I'm
thanks,
doing it for
Fulton.
the show. You're welcome.
It's okay. Well, you had John in your brain
boy.
too.
Yeah.
It's a compliment to John, really.
Yeah. So, what are you guys thinking about the potholes right now?
oh my
wow.
lord!
Well, they're working on them.
Who is?
The city.
It's not just Indianapolis. Little Eagle Creek. I mean, it's
there's
like
none
Grand
in-
Canyon.
There's none in Carmel.
Well, there certainly are some in Westfield.
It's not
They
Carmel.
fill their potholes with gold.
That's why they.
I do see. No, really. Last week they really were filling them along Washington Street.
Yeah,
I will say.
and I'm not saying it's just our. Why? Okay.
I know.
Is it just the newness of the roads? I mean, Denny, you're the
It's the
expert here.
buses.
Why do Carmel's
Don't start that.
those damn bicycles?
Don't start
It's
that.
all those bike
Buses,
lanes.
bicycles.
What about the scooters?
I'm not sure. I'm not an expert, but if asphalt, they do replace their asphalt a little bit more often than other cities.
So it's just that it's in better repair. They replace
Yes.
it, but it's not
Yeah.
a different grade of asphalt, is
But,
it? Like
yeah,
you said,
I don't want
sprinkled with gold.
I don't want to
Sure.
say anything here because there's a major feud going on with Rob Kendall and Carmel about property taxes. And
Rob doesn't
Carmel
even live
is-
in Carmel, does he?
No, he's just taking them on.
He represents the people of all Indiana.
You know what? You know what Rob needs?
Oh my goodness!
Does anyone know?
I don't know.
A teddy
What?
bear.
Lexapro.
Lexapro.
Just something to calm him down.
Well,
he's
Why-
electrified.
I thought the property taxes in Carmel are pretty good. No.
I don't know
They're
what
the
they
same as
are
every
in
place
Carmel.
else, but they're talking about the budgets, and obviously Carmel is a newer place, and they have newer roads, and they don't have the volume of roads that Marion County has. So it might be a little bit easier, especially in municipalities like Carmel, to keep them fixed up.
I'll
because
tell you
Have a
what.
bubble.
Just a
In all the
question.
construction that is going on, you know, we've got lots of heavy vehicles in the city streets downtown. I mean, they're
That's true.
everywhere. I mean, and they do damage too.
Sure.
And we've got so much construction and so much, dump trucks and all the big trucks that
Don't
are moving
forget the
around.
buses.
And don't forget the buses, for crying out loud.
But it never.
Oh boy.
It never goes. I mean, it never goes away. I mean, it never
Well, I think
never really
I
gets
agree.
better.
But usually this time of year, it's pretty bad.
Oh, it's really
Yeah.
bad.
It
so,
is.
So this is the time of year, like when we go out to dinner, we take my truck because
Yeah.
it's like best
Man.
car is the Subaru. It's
If
like
you don't have 18 or
Yeah.
20-inch wheels, you're going to bottom
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. I had a couple this week where I felt it in my bones when I
Yes.
hit it, and I hate that.
that's what they're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about. The news, somebody hit one, and like I felt it in my soul.
Yeah, it's
said,
true.
it's like-
It's true.
Jaw rattling, but it's like, and again, I'm not trying to start a war. I'm just more of a, I guess you're just saying they have
It's
more
just
money to be able to
Yeah.
maintain them.
Exactly.
And
Well, and they budget for it. But think of the miles of roads that Indianapolis and Marion County have versus what Carmel might have.
but on the flip side, we also have 860 or 870,000 people, and Carmel has 250.
Yeah, but it's property taxes, so it's based on property
understand.
values.
I understand.
But I think they should, add to the property values of
I told you
stores.
because because I've listened to the scanner, and there was a pothole in Carmel. It was right on 31.
Oh,
it
so
a
they
big news
announced
Just
story?
the one. That was the big story.
That was the SWAT team came out and they had it surrounded until the street department could get there.
Oh,
Thank
Yeah.
goodness they were
Yeah,
there.
it really
I
was.
love Carmel.
I do too.
we're just
I'm
merciless
very, I wish
to the
I,
poor
you know,
folks.
very,
just
they're very
jealous, to be
fortunate
honest.
there.
That's where that's why I located our business where it is in SoCar,
Oh,
SoCar.
you're southern
Southern
Carmel,
Carmel.
South Carmel.
and you call it
SoCar. Yeah.
SoCar.
Unless people
catchy.
unless people look really like somebody like if Ethan came in, I would say we're at Nobro, North Broad Ripple. So
Depends on who
I
you're
can
talking
play
to.
it however I want. But right, if I see it and I go, oh yeah, that's why we're in SoCar, South Carmel. Nobro. Hey, hour number 2 is coming up. 93 WIBC.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News. 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
number 2 of Saturday's Home and Garden program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. You know what? I wrote down here on my little note, and I'm not sure what I was thinking, but I wrote down Crack Corner. Is that different than...
Crack Corner? Is that a new segment?
No, I think it's at Washington and Penn.
Washington and Penn.
Yeah.
That's Crack Corner. So are you doing a news story about it? Or?
Well, no, I'm not really sure, but I thought as long as I had this up, I thought maybe we could get a little preview of Craft Corner.
Okay, and don't forget to tell everybody that you're streaming on YouTube and they can see your mug.
I'm streaming on YouTube, and you can see my mug.
And Craft Corner coming up, and it will be fun with yarn.
It'll be multicasted. I mean, there will be simulcasting with Facebook, and I mean, we're putting this show together, Pat.
Yeah.
So it almost looks like there's something like St. Patty's Day going on over there.
Kind of a fun little craft, or not.
Is it St. Patrick's? Is it St. Patrick's Day?
That's the name of the show. Fun
our
with
tagline.
crafting fun or not?
You know, maybe it should be Crack Corner.
Maybe it should be Crack
Actually,
Corner.
maybe Crack Corner would be more interesting.
Jimmy Crack Corner,
Go
and I don't
over
care.
to
Jimmy
Washington
Crack Corner.
and
It's even
Penn.
got a song.
Okay.
And you guys are making fun of In the Weeds?
Oh, no, we never made fun of In the Weeds.
Never.
Oh, you know
never.
what I could do?
What could you do?
Pothole planters.
Pot.
Pothole planters.
Elaborate. I know where
What
you're
a
going.
great
with this.
idea.
I know where you're going with this. Elaborate.
I love this idea. I heard another great idea that I thought this was really cool. And this is an idea that is happening around the world.
Okay.
And it's not,
World
and that
peace?
is planting fruit trees along the city streets.
This is
So
happening
we
around-
would have free food.
You are
at
making
lunch.
this up.
You're making that up is right.
Daggone
I'm
it.
not making it up. It's happening in Brazil.
You Knightstown
Okay, well,
people
those-
are all alike.
Okay. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Time
It's
for
not.
lunch. Let's go.
It's
to
not.
The sidewalk.
Do you know how much work fruit trees are?
You could do that, and that was brought up about perhaps, and also bees.
Proper spraying would be between 8 and 12 sprays per season, and they all have to be pruned.
Right, I
Every
see what you're
14 to
saying,
20
but
days, they
then
got to be
it
sprayed.
was
Sometimes
This isn't
more.
Carmel, it's Brazil.
But they were also talking about how, okay, so maybe you contain it in the parks. Maybe, the park department can run them, but you add fruit trees to the parks so that you would, if you're with your family, you brought the kids in, then, you'd have fruit right off of the tree.
One word.
Terry?
One word. Bees.
Bees. Not
I
only
know what you're
bees, but
saying.
birds and
Orchards.
bird poop. It'd be a mess, Terry.
Oh my gosh. You need to sit on at least an idea for 24 hours before you do what you just did.
I got a better
Shooting
idea.
it down.
I
You're
have
just
a-
like management.
Okay,
Just
no.
simmer. You
have-
just simmer it. Don't just go no.
Wait a minute.
All right,
think
Matt
about it for a
Hibblin.
minute.
David Wood, you've been called out.
No, I have a better idea. JMV joins us, by the way. Hey, John.
He's almost management.
All right.
Hey guys,
Take-
yeah, I'm almost exactly
Take-
almost management. What happens if you legalize marijuana, then pay for the potholes to be filled with that?
Pot
All
for
right.
pot.
Now, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah, it is a good
Pot.
idea.
What'd you call it?
Pot for pot.
Pot for pot.
Oh,
fill,
John.
fill the pot with pot.
Pot
No?
for pot.
That's brilliant,
That's
John.
actually brilliant.
Well, I
Hey,
mean,
thanks
it's
for calling.
good. It's not like the tree idea I had, but it's fine.
Sorry.
Okay.
I mean, we don't have to get into that. I was just kind of thinking if you're looking for money that other states around, I guess, us
Yeah.
make,
pot
and
for
we
pot.
don't. So
This isn't Georgia, and this isn't Florida.
I
This
kinda
is
like it. I could-
Indiana.
I think
I
Abdul
can
would get
see
behind
that.
it.
I can see the
Abdul can
T-shirts.
find it in a minute.
T-shirts
It's not
would be
bad.
great.
Where is Abdul
hat.
getting his gummies now? Is he going to Illinois or is he going up to Michigan?
Wherever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, one of our Gloria says rotting fruit on the ground. That would be great.
Yeah. See, Terry, that's what you miss.
So here's another idea, Terry, an angle on this. So you're going to have this street department because you want food, accessible for
Anybody.
anybody.
Right.
So what
Anybody.
what if the street department, Public Works, took the money that they're going to maintain the trees with and just go to Chick-fil-A and pick up, like some number ones.
Wow, this is a terrible idea.
Some number ones, and then
ruined it.
you drop so many off at each park.
And you know what they say? They say,
ruined
my
it.
pleasure.
Yeah.
That's what they
What
say.
about that?
Yeah.
I bet that would feed more people.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever get Terry Stacy and Pat Sullivan in the room, it is a brainstorming session from the beginning to the end. It doesn't have to make sense, but whatever's on their mind is coming out of their mouth.
That's right.
Period.
That's right. It's a free country.
Hey, John, tell us about you.
I'm just sitting back and learning things. I like when you guys brainstorm while I'm on the air here.
John, the one thing I always think of because
It's like the gas thing,
you know,
Blazing Saddles,
that
when they're all around and eating their beans. That's what it's like.
Hey, Denny, by the way, do you know this is the anniversary of the release of Blazing Saddles today?
Is
Back
it
in
really?
No way.
Yeah, today's the anniversary of its release. And it is, you watch that from start to finish, and you say, yeah, wow.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
Mel
wow
Brooks,
for
he
that
got away with
It
it.
is a show that could not be made today.
No.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine all the canceling and what stuff
Oh,
that's
my
going
gosh.
on there?
Well,
You're
the
like,
double
all the
entendres
family-
alone, I mean, the
Yeah.
beat button would have been going off all the time.
Yeah.
I think about that era. Well, that's 1974 when it was released, and then you were right in the heart of the All in the Family owning, television era too. Two things that in no set of circumstances could you do. I mean, you could do it on Netflix or Amazon or HBO or something. But as far as doing it in the fashion which they did, I don't think either one could really ever happen right there. And I don't know who'd want to be involved with a project like that these days, right? You'd have to find somebody that would want to be involved in it. So
Somebody
it's
just
incredible,
doesn't
but yeah.
care. And comedians are saying that all the time. They
I feel
don't
like
to
John
go-
has brought the show down.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah.
But
Don't you?
comedians
Yeah, a
don't
little
like to
bit.
go out because nobody can take a joke anymore. You can't do any ethnic humor. You can't do the humor is so sterile that a lot of people don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to be entertained, and Blazing Saddles entertained me. All in the Family entertained me. All in the Family entertained. It was thought provoking. I mean, it really did a little bit of everything. I think
My
for
dad's
you.
favorite show.
All in the
All in
Family.
the Family, yeah.
I still watch it at night.
Oh, do you?
Every once in at least a couple times a week. I watch it. I catch
It was
it
the
at night.
first time I'd ever heard anybody called
Meathead.
meathead. Yeah,
Oh
I'd
my
never heard
gosh.
that before.
All the stuff. I mean, everything. It really, everything.
Remember when
was
Sammy
involved in that
Davis
show.
Jr. kissed Archie Bunker?
do.
Oh my lord!
Oh, that's great.
Archie's Place never did. It's always on. Archie's Place is also on. It never did as well. Do you remember Archie's Place?
That's when he had the bar.
When he had the bar after Edith died.
Oh, no. I don't
Remember?
think I ever saw it.
Yeah, when they jumped the shark with that show, right? Terry, is when when Joey was born.
Joey was born to Glory
Joey
and
was born, they
Mike.
jumped the
Yeah.
shark.
Meathead.
Yeah.
You guys want to go over some old school TV shows?
I love
when it
to.
jumped the shark?
It's almost as good as
Bring one up
105.7 in the
Bring one
evening.
up.
Gilligan's Island, because you couldn't do Gilligan's Island. It wouldn't make it today either because people really would just not see it. They wouldn't get it.
Terry, I don't think it had a long enough run to jump the shark. Did it? It only ran like 4 years.
Is
I think,
that
something
all?
like that.
Was it really
I
only
think
4
it was
years?
Very, very small run. I don't know if people would argue that from black and white to color, but I don't think that ever mattered either. I mean, maybe it was the first time somebody got on the island and actually got off and they stayed there because it seemed like people just popped up on that island all the time where you're thinking, hey,
I know.
they had to get there by a boat or a
I know.
plane or something. What
All
hell?
the time.
All the
I
time.
Not
Harlem
leave with
Globetrotters dropping by.
I know the number of special guests on that island was incredible.
And
It's
he
like-
calls himself the
Astronauts. I mean, everybody stopped by and left them there.
What I liked was the professor could make anything out of anything.
Yeah.
I mean, he was.
Well, how much of a professor is he if he can't get off the island, but the
know.
Harlem Globetrotters can?
I know.
Well,
Yeah.
You know what? In today's world, it would be about a one season, 6 episodes on Netflix.
Yeah.
Limited
Boom.
series.
100% true. Now, do you guys watch anything new? We're talking about all this old school stuff and jumping the shark. Do you guys watch anything new today? If it is, what's your favorite? Go
anything
around the
new?
room.
Anything new like those sitcoms? You mean a
Yeah,
sitcom?
like HBO, Terry, or Netflix, or any shows, any episodic
We like
programming.
Murder in the Building.
Murder in the Building. I like it.
Murders in the Building.
I
that's a
do
good
like
one.
it. But if anybody,
Murders.
you all
Only
need to
Murders
be
in the
watching
Building?
Paradise on Hulu right now because it is amazing. Best series I've seen in forever.
Paradise.
Paradise, and it's very spooky.
Ooh,
You love it. It's so good. You got to see it.
If you like sitcoms like The Office or Parks and Rec, they have a new sitcom called St. Dennis Medical.
That's pretty good.
And it's pretty cute. It's like the 20-minute sitcom kind of
Talking to the camera, kind of,
Yeah.
the camera follows it
They're
around
all
like
in
the
hospital,
office.
And it's
It's
nurse
not bad.
and
John,
doctors.
have you seen that one?
That's David Allen Greer, is it not,
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
I think. Yeah,
And,
from
Wendy,
the old Living
what's
Color
her name?
guy,
Yeah.
David Allen Greer. He's very talented. I watch White Lotus.
Oh, that's a
I
good
heard that
one.
was
Anybody
good.
else watch it?
Who has time to watch television?
Well,
I-
that's
I
what
know.
we like
Hey,
it.
Denny, it's just kind of there.
Oh,
I
okay.
sit my ass down here and all. Hey, there it is, and I just sit there and watch it for like an hour if I can catch it. But last year they were in the south of Italy, Sicily, I guess is where they were, and it was really good. This year I think they're in somewhere in Southeast Asia, maybe Thailand or somewhere, and it's all about really rich vacation destination stuff and all that transpires, these different storylines around it. Last year was really interesting to me, or that particular season. This season kind of got off to a bit of a clunker, but Parker Posey is in it. Does anybody remember the actress's name, Parker Posey, and her significant contribution to film in the 1990s?
To film?
Yeah.
No, I only remember Fess Parker.
Beth
From
Parker.
Daniel Boone.
Yeah.
Or Dave, was he
Parker
Davy Crockett?
Posey.
It was Daniel Boone.
Daniel Boone, I believe.
Parker Priscilla Presley, right?
Not Parker Lewis, Can't Lose, which
All right.
was a sitcom playoff of Ferris Bueller's Day Off on Fox in the early 90s. But no, Parker Posey was in Dazed and Confused in 1993. Remember Dazed and Confused about the end of high school?
Yeah, we call
in
that Wednesday.
1976.
Yeah.
Hey,
And I
John.
thought that would be in the wheelhouse because for you, Denny and Pat, and that particular era, right there, it kind of described. And I know maybe Denny was a little bit before, even that, but it
Easy
kind of
there.
described that era.
Hey,
of high school.
speaking of which, John, we're on YouTube now. We're doing
Oh,
this.
you really?
oh yeah.
I'm sitting literally. Am I on YouTube? Because I'm sitting here in my underwear in bed right now.
No.
But we got this guy that's watching. His name's Brian Gentry, and he says Pat and Denny look like a young Bob and Tom. Now, what do you think, John?
A young Bob and
A
Tom.
young Bob
Wow.
and Tom.
You
He's
know
also
what?
saying
Kinda.
sarcastic.
If you really look at just, kind of like go by real fast. Look at it real fast.
don't throw your glue gun
Yeah.
at me, Missy.
No,
I think the
But
only
they're,
thing
You're supposed to be
they're also saying that the camera should be on Terry and Allison, and I
That-
do agree with that.
that I would agree
No.
with that. And
Yeah,
I will.
who's wearing the hat? Is somebody wearing a hat?
Sullivan's
That's
wearing
me.
a hat.
That's me.
And Ethan over here looks like Nanook of the North. He's got a hat and a hood. What's the matter with you, son?
Well, I mean, listen,
got no
Ethan can
camera
be
over
like
here.
Ace Cosby. I think Ace Cosby runs the board over there and is the producer. Just a great guy.
He's a good dude.
Radio-wise. Bob and Tom, and you get a chick and a Christy Lee in there. Dean Metcalf, who used to be. Those are some classic
Josh.
individuals in the old Bob and Tom show right there.
That's a big cast.
Chick.
That's a huge cast.
Chick,
Yeah.
Chick
Chick.
McGee.
Chick and Josh.
Well, even Dave the King Wilson was,
Oh, and
was a
Dave,
regular on
sure.
there. Yeah.
Dugan, too.
Yep.
I think Dugan would stop by, right?
Yeah, he was always late.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Hey, I like this comment. Who wants to leave an island with Ginger and Marianne on it?
Huh?
Boom.
Well, the sexually frustrated Dingleberry Gilligan probably wanted to leave. It's not like he's getting anything.
Johnny.
Oh, my.
And the big fat captain that wasn't getting anything.
Skipper.
The only one I
It
wouldn't
was
wanna leave
Skipper.
is the professor.
Alan Ladd.
Hey, did Skipper? John.
His name was Alan Hale,
Hale,
I think.
Alan Hale.
Ladd was a show host.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, is he the one that
Jeopardy.
married
He's married
Betty
to
White?
Betty White.
Yeah, married to Betty White. The
Can
Skipper
you
was.
imagine being a sexually frustrated geek walking around in the same clothes all the time, knowing you couldn't? I mean, it's really
The definition of
it's kind
friend
of
zone,
evil.
really.
I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, it's kind of evil for Gilligan and the Skipper because, they were into self-gratification because that wasn't happening.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
Oh, John.
Well, there was always Lovey.
Let's talk about the show tonight.
The show for that
105.7. Hey, I called in last week, and you'd never heard of Roger Krager.
I did not, but I found it. I played it right away.
Yeah, you
Were
did.
impressed?
Yeah, you called it first. I got another one for you tonight. But
Is
for
there a
those-
theme tonight? Is there a theme?
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it's all 80s tonight. Because last night, guys, I went to see at the Brown County Music Center. I went to see Howard Jones and ABC, a couple of old school 80s bands, and it was awesome. Great place, by the way, but it was a great concert. Both guys, Martin Fry of ABC and Howard Jones, are two of the nicest guys of all time you will ever meet. And then earlier this week, we learned about Carb Day. Brent Michaels, All-American
Yeah,
Rejects.
saw that.
They all came on my show on Thursday. They were great. All of them.
Excellent.
That's so cool. That's so cool that you got to talk to him.
Brett Michaels, seriously, is one of the best dudes anybody will ever meet. No doubt.
Well, do you have his phone number?
Allison would like to have him on for the Hammer and Nigel.
We've
I'd
had
just
him on
like to
several
call
times.
Have you had him on?
Yeah, he's a
already?
really nice guy. Yeah, he's been good to both of our stations.
Do you have his number?
Hey, Allison,
Not
I
giving it to you.
mentioned to the All-American Rejects, Tyson and Nick,
Yeah.
because I'm big fans of Hammer and Nigel. I mentioned them about coming on with them as well. So I got their numbers, and I'll hand it off to you when I see you.
That would be fun. How are they? Were they pretty nice too?
They were great too. They're playing a festival, in fact, this weekend in Tempe, Arizona, with the Black Keys, the Killers,
Oh wow.
Love the Killers.
Fall Out Boy, and others. It's a pretty big deal.
that's
But no,
fun.
they're from Oklahoma, and two
Rat
two
Boy.
really good dudes, and you can tell they're very excited about playing Carb Day. So
Hey, John.
yeah,
Ethan's crying.
why not? Oh, because we late.
Yeah.
We late.
Please,
Hey,
don't worry.
listen, John. Fulton is going to call in a request for me tonight.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
He's
Gave
gonna
him
request his own
instructions.
song.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. Okay?
Hey, are we all going when Fulton goes on stage with Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Yes.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are.
Of course.
We are definitely doing
He's
that.
got to have some groupies.
Yep. You got
Fulton
it.
and his ukulele on stage with Earth, Wind, and Fire.
It is-
It's incredible.
They have no idea what they're in for.
Oh, Lordy.
Hey, man, you guys are
See you,
awesome
John.
as always.
6
Thank you very
o'clock
much.
tonight,
Yo,
105.7.
And what's the other
got
one?
it, guys. Thank you.
All right. See you, John. 105 points. No.
93.5.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's tonight.
That's tonight. I was thinking the fan is on
Yeah, that's okay.
107.5 and 93 point.
3.5.
So confusing.
You've been a no-show on that show. Aren't you going to go on with John anymore?
No, that's a summer thing.
Oh, it's summer.
He does
Oh,
Ask
yeah, I
Pat
do
in the
that
summers
after-
with J&B.
Yeah, after
Okay.
the Pacers and everything wraps up. But yeah, I thought you were saying I don't listen on Saturday night because I'm listening to Dr. Demento. All right, we're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
In purgatory, tortured souls lie trapped somewhere between
Denny is doing research as always, and then the glue gun is out, by the way, for Craft Corner. Craft Corner.
Craft with the
Craft
FT.
Corner is coming up at 11:30. We do have a call.
Oh, wait a minute. Can we get a tease on it for Craft Corner?
Fun with yarn.
Hey.
Fun with yarn.
But it's still, I feel like it's, maybe a holiday theme thing.
It is holiday themed.
That's all you need to tell.
Okay, but so you hate the Irish, so you're not talking about them.
I forgot I was on camera. I was mouthing some things at Ethan. I think.
And you know what? One of our people that are watching on YouTube said, "Get over your stuff, Danny. Nobody cares."
Oh, no, they didn't do that.
No, but I was thinking about typing that.
I tell you what.
Joining us on the program is Angelo from Carmel.
Oh.
Hi, Angelo.
Hey, I did have one thing, but then you started talking about Gilligan's Island, so I got a little thing to share about that.
Okay. All right.
All righty.
So when I was in the Army in basic training back in 1971, there was one of our instructors whose last name was Bacchus.
Oh,
Jim Bacchus?
His name was James Bacchus. He was the brother for Jim Bacchus.
no.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Who names a kid Jim and James?
Come on. You didn't fall for that, did you?
So I asked him if he's related to him. He says, yeah, that's my brother. And then he went into a half-hour skit that had us all rolling around on the ground laughing, where he was imitating Mr. Magoo and his brother from Gilligan's Island. It was hilarious.
Wow.
He looked just like him also, but he's not a twin.
What a great
So-
story.
So, wait a minute. His brother's name was Jim, and his name was James?
Right.
I'm not buying it, Angelo.
Well, Google it.
Google.
Yep. I
You know,
Googled it, too.
90% of the searches are done on Google. Yeah.
Wow, that's a great
Yeah.
story.
So the other thing is property taxes in Carmel.
Yeah.
Carmel's not really that bad.
I didn't think
but
so.
2 years ago, my wife's property taxes went up $800 for the year.
Ooh.
Oh, ouch.
And
ouch,
then
ouch.
last year it went up over $1,000 a year.
Consecutive years, 800 and 1,000?
Correct.
Oh, Lordy.
And so now it's over $5,000 a year, and it is not a palatial palace. The other thing is that the assessment only went up $8,900, but the taxes went up $1,000.
They got to
So
get
that's-
this fixed. I'm not going to do the rant
Yep.
for Rob Kendall, but they
Yeah,
just
let's
got to
not
get
do
this
it.
fixed. They got to.
You
But,
can tune into Kendall Casey for that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, but I'm the worst guy living in Carmel, and that's my wife's fault.
So,
Not that I'm poor, but she says, after dating a couple months, she says, why don't you sell your house in Kokomo and move in with me?
Oh, you're
And I
a
said,
trans.
okay.
Wait a minute. You're a transplant from Howard County?
Yep, I'm a transplant from Kokomo.
Wow.
does Carmel know that?
I do now.
There's an
I
extra
do
tradition.
have an ankle monitor for every time I come back in.
Oh boy.
All right, so
So
now,
anyhow,
here I want honest answer here. Have you seen a pothole in Carmel?
apparently I'm not on that particular road. The one I used to
Good
see on
answer.
Keystone got filled up.
Okay.
So,
Is that the one where the SWAT team was?
yeah. So my Prius has
That's a
will
yes.
have 230,000 miles on it today, and I got to drop it off Monday because the struts are shot. And I wonder why the struts are shot.
Because of the battery, it's so doggone
Yeah.
heavy.
The battery actually will outlast the car. My last one had 473,000 miles, and the battery was still good.
Wow.
So,
I had a Prius
anyhow.
once, and I hated driving it on snow because
Oh, yeah.
the variable speed, you just couldn't. It was terrible. I mean, it was.
when you hit the brakes, that's where the bad problems show up.
Yeah.
There
where
you go.
will lock up and not lock up, and it's a pain in the rear. Anyhow, I'm at first delivery, so I got to go. You guys have fun.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute,
Get
pal.
away.
You're dumping
Yeah.
us.
You're dumping us.
You're dumping us.
You can't do that to us.
You and Denny are having some stupid thing about car repair that no one cares about, and you're dumping
gotta go.
us.
Have we ever been dumped by a caller
It's
before?
so funny.
This is great.
Goodbye.
Angelo
that's a
dumped
first.
us.
I'm sitting there going, well, this is a horrible conversation.
And he dumps us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Our YouTube viewers are starting to play euchre among themselves.
All 87 of them.
So when we come back, we have a new segment, and it's called Three Things.
Okay.
3 things about what?
That's not what I heard it was called.
What did you think it was called?
Allison, what'd you say?
It's the to-do list.
Yeah, your to-do list.
Oh, the to-do
That's
list.
not as catchy. Title's a work in progress.
Three Things.
All right.
3
That's
things to
coming
do.
up next. 93 WIBC.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, it's the President's Day sale. Save 50% off on all Lazy Boy. Plus, free sales tax, free delivery, and interest-free financing. Save up to $800 on Stearns & Foster and Tempur-Pedic mattresses with up to 4 years interest-free financing. Low price guarantee, free delivery, interest-free financing. Now through Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Hey, this is Denny Smith for Exercise Inc. Terry's underneath me trying to unplug, and I'm trying to do an Exercise Inc. commercial. She always says, no spandau, no loud music, no. Sit down, young lady. Get out from underneath me. But Exercise Inc., that's one thing you do not do at Exercise Inc. You don't get pestered by anybody else. It's just you and your trainer in a room focused on, wearing out your muscles for 20 minutes. I really like that. And every time you wear out your muscles, they get stronger when they come back. And that's the whole idea. 20 minutes a week. That's all it is. 20 minutes a week, 5 minutes, you're getting a little bit tired. By the 15-minute mark, you're exhausted, and then you wrap it up and you go out and you rest for a minute before you go out to your car. Each time that you wear down your muscles like that, they come back stronger and stronger. And for 19 years, people ask me, can you really change your life in 20 minutes a week? Absolutely. Lots of locations, Avon, Brownsburg, Zionsville, Greenwood, now in Fishers. Take advantage of it. 750-2219. That's 317-750-2219 or exerciseinc.com.
Pat Sullivan here for Hope Plumbing. Have you been dreaming of kitchen updates since the new year began? My friends at Hope Plumbing want you to love your plumbing. Update your faucets, fixtures, water heaters, and more with a $100 off a $500 plus plumbing service. Make your remodel dreams or small home update wishes come true and start to love your plumbing again. Call and schedule an appointment today at 317-641-HOPE or visit them online at hopeplumbing.com. Hey, Pat Sullivan here for Sullivan Hardware and Garden in Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers. Boy, there's not much more to say about this spot. It's our annual 20% off sale. 20% off everything in the store.
Does that mean grills?
Except Girl Scout cookies.
Like everything?
It means grills.
Does it mean furniture?
Patio furniture. With patio, you get the 30% off preseason sale plus another 20.
Well, what about Sully's Grill?
Yes.
If you just want to go for lunch, no?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Lunch, food, both restaurants, Maggie's and Sully's, they were packed yesterday.
Oh, I believe
it. Was good, though. I mean, people were so happy yesterday.
The sun was out.
The sun was out. 20% off, selling a ton of fertilizer. That's what the things that people buy at our 20% off. Ton of gift stuff from, and Allisonville Keystone always looks great. Allisonville, David Strohmeyer is Three things.
Now,
Three things.
Turn. What is
Ethan,
wrong with you over there?
Look, wait.
okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait a second.
What's going on over there?
Okay. You know, everybody, there's a lot going on. Okay.
I never blame you,
You know,
Ethan.
Terry is very versatile in where she decides to speak from. And so sometimes
What?
I
She-
need to
no.
make sure.
No, that is not true. She is sitting in front of the same. You know what? Our old boss, we're trying to get our old boss, because it's his birthday, Kent Sterling. We're trying to get Kent to call in. And you know what I'm going to have him do?
What?
Give him one of the classic Kent Sterling yelling at the board op.
Oh, boy.
Now I'm with Ethan on this one.
Ethan, you make me laugh harder
I
than
know.
so many people in this building, and you
know,
are just
his
make me
face.
your sweet little face.
Yeah, you come up with the best excuses. I don't know. Yeah, and the
Terry's
hands go,
very
I don't
versatile
know.
on where she can talk from.
Very versatile.
Oh, my goodness.
No, that's not true, Ethan.
For those of you who do not know, we are
so
on
adorable.
YouTube this morning. Do a search on WIBC 93 FM, Home and Garden. You'll find us.
I think
But,
you can just go to our Facebook page, too.
Yeah, you can go to Facebook too. The link's right there.
Cool.
There you go. All right, it's three things. It's our new segment. 3 things to put on your list.
Yeah, for
To
this
do.
weekend. Things you should do
Okay.
this weekend around the house.
All right.
So people get excited about planting seeds, and I understand that because it's a sign of spring. So here's what I would recommend. Go to the store, your favorite garden store, and pick up your seeds, because now is the best selection.
They're the fresh
What kind of seeds?
too.
Any seeds? Vegetable
Well,
seeds? Flower
yeah,
seeds?
Yeah, depending. You could have herbs, whatever
Cantaloupe,
you're interested
gourd.
in.
I like to grow a gourd.
Terry,
Kinda messing
turn her
up
mic back off, would you?
Yeah. Ethan, I told you, don't turn her mic on.
Golly.
When he first said something, it scared me.
Yeah.
I was like, what did I?
So because it's a little bit early to be planting seeds, because you want to do it about 6 weeks before frost free.
Okay.
And so that would be about
Mother's Day.
frost. Yeah.
Oh,
frost-free day.
end of April,
So that would
Mother's
be.
Day.
Yep. So that would be April 1st would be about 6 weeks. So maybe second, third week in March. So you have a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks yet. So I think what I would do on a beautiful sunny day, go out, get your seeds, because again, best selection. Get some your soil, and if you're doing, I would say if you're doing, you want to do herbs or something, some edibles, maybe get an organic potting mix and get all set up. Get your peat pots, find that space, and just have it all ready so that when it's time,
Great idea.
You're ready to go.
Can't you put them? Can't you grow the seeds in egg cartons
You could,
Yeah,
but
but
you'd want to punch
but you know
holes
what?
in the
right
egg
now?
cartons.
Then when it's time, then
You could, but here's the problem with that.
just because we're excited, we want to watch something grow.
Right, eggs are so expensive that I think.
Well, right.
I think
but
what that would do is you would take something that's happy and spring and growing things, and people would look at a egg carton and they would get bitter
no.
and cynical about the cost of eggs.
Here's what you do. You look at it, you say, I spent $5 for those eggs, and now I'm going to use the cartons too.
You can get eggs for $5.
Allison, this is going real well. Have you noticed? I think this was
think it's
originally
cool.
called
It's very
the walk around.
conversational.
3
So
things.
buy some
Yep.
seeds.
Number 2, rose bushes. So about mid-March, you'll want to start. You want to fertilize your roses. You'll trim them back to 18 inches. Okay. So then you'll continue to fertilize the roses each month until August.
And do we start that this weekend, since this is the to-do weekend list?
Oh, is it supposed to be for this weekend?
Yeah.
It's too cold. You shouldn't do it. What I would do,
Just think about it.
yeah, you're thinking about
Put this on your
things.
think about list.
I didn't know it was this weekend. I thought it was just
Well,
ideas
that's
for
Allison.
spring.
That was Allison's
Okay.
That's
guidance.
the idea, but to be fair, I didn't clarify for him.
Okay.
So it's all right.
So then,
We're
okay.
working on it.
So then,
I was just mixed up for a minute.
so my third thing then would be, I'm going to change my third thing. It's National Margarita Day. Drink margaritas.
You could actually grow, I'll bet you
And
could
then-
grow margarita stuff, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Like you could grow the lime, you could grow the salt.
Can you turn her mic off?
Yeah.
I mean,
feel
like they have lasagna gardens, they have salad gardens, they have
Salsa
pizza gardens, salsa gardens. Maybe there's a margarita garden.
Oh, boy.
So, anyways, the thing to do today would be get a margarita from a local place, and
Think
I am
about
just
spring.
going to yield the floor to Denny.
It's time for a break.
Oh, I didn't know Denny had a part in it. I thought this was just your list.
No,
Oh,
Denny
I thought
has
it
one
was-
too.
I thought Denny had one.
Why don't we do my list when we come back?
You don't have one, do you?
I do too.
No, you
He
don't.
needs 5 minutes to
doesn't-
think about
yeah.
it.
All right,
Yeah.
Mr. Smarty
See,
Pants
I
Communist.
had to go first.
This
We're
is
coming right
walk-
back.
this is
93
walk around week-
WIBC.
In purgatory, tortured souls lie trapped somewhere between heaven and you know where. This is where we find ourselves trapped somewhere between winter and spring, tortured by strange weather patterns.
As the weather worsens,
Cold, snow, and ice.
these temperatures.
Then thaw, rain, and flood. Let us be your guide through all stages of
Spring!
winter, your severe winter,
Spring!
and spring weather station, 93 WIBC.
The Saturday Home and Garden Show is brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. 844-FIX-INDY.
B&W's Premier Club membership goes a long way to prevent heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical problems. Go to bplusw.com.
B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard air dealer.
There are great plumbing companies in this world, and some of them are right here in central Indiana. One of them is LD Smith Plumbing.
In part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. So our new segment, Three Things, is going really well. So now we turn to Denny Smith for... What? Don't make that face.
I'm sorry.
Why are you making that face?
I heard really well.
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
I heard really well?
No, I heard the words really well.
She's
And
saying
that's what
it's
made
not
me
going
look
really
up.
well.
Oh,
Really well.
are you ready for my thing?
Yeah,
Let's
Denny,
go.
Denny Smith is here with Three Things.
This
Come
is
on.
really the perfect weekend for what we call the walk around, because we're going to have warm weather beating off the house, and it melts the snow right at the foundation line all the way around the house. As it gets out into your vegetation, it will still, be a lot of snow. but it gives you a chance to walk around and check your foundation to see if there's any issues. Your gutters are probably still full of ice, but they may be dripping out. You can see how the downspouts are doing. Great time to walk around. But then after you do that, you do want to go downstairs. Pat, kind of funny, when was the last time you were in your crawl space? You should be in your crawl space at least twice a year just to look it over. That's the most important
Unless you
part
have a
of your-
bad marriage.
If you have... Oh, Pat. I don't know what to do with you.
I thought that was a really good tip.
You just
For
continue
something
on.
to do today. That was real. That was real.
Yeah,
You can do that
continue on.
today.
Look in the crawl space. Here's another one that a lot of people forget. We all turn our porch lights on. We might have a post lamp out in front. We might have a light that shines in us. Check the light bulb. You know those things go out and you don't see it because at night you're inside the house. So walk around the house, check your light bulbs, and if you find one of those really weird bulbs, go ahead and take it out during the day. Take it over to the
I'm
hardware
always
store and
looking.
say, "You got one of
looking.
these?"
You're not always looking out the front. I'm always
No.
looking out to see what the neighbors are doing. See if
Yeah,
someone's
we've
on
got
my
a dog
lawn.
that barks at everything.
Yeah, I
I'm
do
always
too.
at the front door.
But I'm always at the front door, kind of look and see what's going
No.
on.
My nearest neighbor is about 500 feet
Oh,
away.
you live
so-
on a farm, don't
Yeah.
you?
But we have these driveway alarms. What's so funny, in the middle of the night, we'll hear the driveway alarm
Excuse
go
me?
off.
Dry whale arms. I don't know what that is.
It's
Sounds like what
everybody
rich
has
people
them.
have.
People, it's
that what it
hunters use them all the time. They're just photocells, and they can either take a picture or they can make a noise. We choose to have them make a noise. But the deer come
Or you
by
can have
in
them
the
fire
middle
a
of the night.
rifle.
This is so easy. You want to finish my three?
No,
I would
no.
like to have
You're
that.
doing great.
No, anyway, just check the things that you might not check at night, and whether it's lights, batteries in the driveway alarm, make sure that they're all working.
Hey, if you have a driveway alarm, give us a call, 239-9393.
And listen, we're going to start perhaps maybe in the next couple of weeks. We'll start the segment that really just had a minor launch and then we let it go. And that is Dear Neighbor.
Yes.
Dear
We're
neighbor is
bringing it
coming back.
Dear Neighbor, you can send me Terry, Terri, at WIBC. Maybe something you'd like to get across to your neighbor, and I can do it in a gentle way.
Loving way.
Loving way.
Can we have an example?
Not at the moment.
Oh.
Yeah, my
Here, I
my
can-
neighbor dumps
Dear
his sump
neighbor.
pump into the swale, and all the water comes onto my side.
Good.
I want to tell the jackass to move it to
okay.
the other side of the
So
property.
Right.
now you take that and you read
Send it to me.
So this
and
is
I
the way,
say,
yeah.
Dear neighbor, just wondering about that thing that you threw over in my thing. Just wondering if that's going to be cleaned up soon. And if not, perhaps we could have a conversation about it over a beer.
So are you the consigliere? Are you the ones
Yes,
that advise
but
them,
it's-
or do you
it's
call the neighbor
anonymous.
for them?
Nobody wants conflict right now. We are all in a weird time. We don't need any more conflict, especially with our neighbors. We live with you. So this is a gentle way to do it. And last time we did it, we had a nice little number of people that did send out the note that wanted me to read it, and I thought it was a lovely segment.
So are you going to take sides when somebody calls in?
No, I'm
Okay.
completely in the middle.
In the middle.
Right.
All right. So, hey, by the way, Allison, we have 110 people watching this right now.
Dear neighbor, maybe take that woke sump pump
Okay.
discharge
No.
that is hanging out, that's dumping water onto my MAGA,
Oh, boy.
my MAGA
That's not what we want to do.
landscaping.
Mm. No.
Let's turn it all
Would you-
political.
no, let's not.
All
If it's political, we won't read it.
Well, yes, we will. We just won't tell who said
No,
it.
We won't.
No.
We're just not going to do that. You have enough politics through the week to drive to blow your head off.
Hey,
I
we
mean,
have-
to really make it go crazy.
We got another rich people on the phone. Hi, Debbie.
Oh, rich people.
Hi.
So you have a driveway alarm too?
Yes.
Okay, you got to
I
turn
live
that
in the city, and my living room is in the back of my house. So I want to know when someone's approaching my
Good
house.
for you, Debbie. And they're not expensive, are they? You can get them for
Nope.
nothing, and they're just
Mine
a
was
photo cell.
$15.
How much?
$15.
Wow, you are
Amazon's
a cheapskate.
great.
I thought I was cheap.
Wow.
And so easy to install. The whole thing is all easy and
Absolutely. You plug
Painless.
the receiver in the wall socket, and then it's a transmitter from the driveway alarm. It's really handy. Lets you know if
Yeah.
there's any nonsense going on.
So it's just a wire. So, well, that does seem pretty simple.
It is. I mean,
The squirrels will set it off every once
yes,
in a while.
that in our area it's the deer, and that's sort of funny.
I don't really care about that. It lets me know when someone's around.
There we
yeah. Good.
Well, thanks for calling in and making me
That
feel
is good.
normal, Debbie.
I'm starting to think of all kinds of uses. I might put one by my Royal Spa for when the teenagers come over in the middle of the night.
Yeah, you can
To
actually
soak.
get some where you can talk through the camera.
Yes, you
So you
can.
can just yell at them through the.
Put on your suit.
That's the one thing that Ring camera is sort of short on. They don't have that transmission distance. And so, for instance, Debbie could get a Ring camera, and not only could she watch it, it would notify her, but then she could bark at whoever's
Right.
coming
if
in
they
the
have
driveway.
alarms or
Yeah.
anything.
My
really.
dog takes care of that.
Yeah, that's good.
Dogs are the best.
They're the
Yeah,
original.
that big sweetie.
Well,
They're the original home alarm.
They truly are.
Hey, Debbie, thanks for the call.
Enjoy your show.
Thank you. Denny, now yours is probably hooked into your central alarm, isn't it?
It is not. Thank you, Pat.
Really?
No, I don't. No, but we can see. We have Ring cameras, and we can watch those. But the driveway alarm is 400 feet away, so the Ring cameras just don't get down that far. So.
Does it ever go off?
Oh, hell yes. Every time the Amazon man comes in, the mailman, anybody who comes up that driveway goes
Thanks
off.
for supporting local businesses.
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing.
Do you sell them?
No, he was just saying every time the Amazon guy came in, every time that Amazon guy comes in.
It's at least once a day.
Yeah.
Every time we have the Ring cameras, and every time the dog, Emerson, has now gotten used to every time she hears that on your phone, she knows to go to the door.
Yep.
That's before she's even heard anything, she hears the.
I like that name, Emerson.
That's her name. We didn't give her the name.
That's okay. I
She
still
came
like
from
it.
It's a cool name.
Yeah.
It's a long name. Usually gets cut
You
down
call
to like
him
M.
M.
Yeah.
Bad dog.
Emerson. We wonder who named her Emerson. What was the meaning behind Emerson? We'll never know.
Never know. So, did you go to the big Peyton Manning get together?
No. Did you?
No.
Well, it hasn't happened yet, right?
Get together?
Well, no. It happened over at the where was it?
Is this a fundraiser?
This was for the Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, right?
Yeah.
Well, is that why Archie was in town? Because Archie was in town.
I
this
knew
week.
Archie was in town
I
this
think the whole
week.
fam was.
I bet it was.
Yeah.
No, I've never been to that one. Is it a good one? Have you been to that one
I didn't
before?
go. No. I went to one over at the Bean Factory.
Which one was that one? Another fundraiser for Peyton Manning?
For the hospital.
The TV commercials with he and Caitlin Clark are really cute now.
That's who he was interviewing.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think so. I think I saw a photo from the event.
Man, is her life amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just bouncing from one awesome event to another, and she's a superstar, and she can do anything. And
She
people
needs
love
to
her.
get out on the hardwood and do a little practice. You're jet setting all over the country after one season. Maybe go out and shoot some free throws.
Wow.
She'll be fine.
Okay.
So she stays well. Nobody hurt her. Don't hurt her.
But I'm trying to think.
No
Somebody
running,
told me
no-
where that was.
I don't know.
You know, the photographers that Peyton always uses, they're kind of friends, and one of them works at the store part-time.
Oh, yeah?
And so she got to go. And so her husband goes to all of them. And, Peyton, they're just become, when Peyton's done with his presentation, he always has 2 beers for Peyton.
Oh, wow.
How cool would that be to be the
Really
photographer?
cool.
Yeah. Very nice. All right, well, that's all I have.
Is that it?
Hey, we have a 20% off sale at the store. 20% off everything.
Everything.
Except Girl Scout cookies. So that is like your lunch, if you're at Keystone or at Allisonville. Your fertilizer, we sold a ton of grills. You know what we're selling a ton of is the Gosney pizza ovens.
People still love them, huh?
They are so cool. I was very anti that item because of it being a single use.
Mm-hmm.
But after we brought one home and had a little party with like our grandkids making their own pizzas and taking them out there.
It's fun.
Power tools. Hello, emergency room.
Hey,
yeah,
good morning.
I just fired up my new gas barrel.
Pat Sullivan, Denny Smith, Terry Stacy, Allison Lemons. Ethan is behind the board. It is Saturday's Home and Garden program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Listen, with IU playing early, we're going to...
That's tomorrow, buddy.
No,
That's tomorrow.
not today.
You guys off early tomorrow?
Is you guys? What, at 12:30.
So you're
The
off
first
a
day.
half-hour day show?
For the first day with Terry Stacy, it goes from 11 to 12:30 tomorrow.
Oh.
Got a fun show coming. Going to have some real estate experts. Greg.
That sounds Cooper.
Greg Cooper, Lisa Phillips are coming in. In Indianapolis, when you read the national press, Indianapolis is killing it right now in real estate. Absolutely.
Killing it in ways of starts or in high prices or reasonable prices.
I don't know about starts because that'd be new construction. I'm talking about
Still real estate,
resale.
son.
Yeah, it's still real estate. All I'm saying is that they are doing very well in sales. There's not enough inventory, and normally they want a few months of inventory, and the inventory's really been driven down, which means it's going to be a seller's market again. We haven't seen that.
But don't you think that's going to be the case? I know I always love talking about stuff I really don't know a lot about, but isn't everyone going to hold on to those low mortgages? I mean, who's going to walk out on
it's still reasonable
3% mortgage?
The 10-year mortgage or the 10-year treasuries have come down about 40 basis points, which in layman's terms that's about 0.4%. And that little bit of a drop means that interest rates for new home owners are going down about $1,000 a year. It's not going to take too much more for that, depending on the strength of the dollar, for it to be a very healthy market. I mean, in the 60s and 70s when we were buying houses, we were paying 7.5% to 8.5% mortgages, and then it got up to 14 to 16 to 18.
I know. My first mortgage was 11.5.
Yeah, so everything's just based on the affordability of the product and the interest rates you got to pay. But it looks to me like Indianapolis is healthy. But tomorrow on Terry's show, we're going to learn a little bit more.
There you go. We were talking about during the break security cameras. My buddies that have hardware. I'm in a little hardware group, and we were having a little phone conference, and one of the guys was talking about the new AI system that can hook to your security cameras, and it can do all kinds of things.
It started off with license plate technology. One of the guys in our study group was down in Texas, and they were able to pick up a license plate and follow that all through the United States. Now they figured out how to do that on cameras for security cameras.
Yeah, so it can do useful things as far as it can give you a customer count, but that's been around forever. But now it can tell you whether through facial recognition whether that customer made a purchase. So you can kind of see, well, how many people are coming in, how many people are actually purchasing something.
Think of the technology
conversion.
And how much data processing is going in there. You've got to recognize the face. You've got to go back and search your database to see what that person has done in the past. Are they making movements towards their pockets? Can they do that too?
Yep, it can do that. If you've had a previous shoplifter that you've had, it will alert you that they've come back into the store. It's all, stuff that would really cut down on shoplifting will kind of help us all, because it is billions and billions of dollars of stuff.
It's amazing. The standard, I'm going to use Home Depot because I had to study them in class, but a Home Depot could have as many as 150 to 200 cameras. I'm assuming you've got a boatload of cameras.
We have 65.
All over. And it's just amazing and they can talk to each other if you've got the right technology. So they're approaching you now to say, would you like some facial recognition?
Well, my buddy's, and he's kind of in rural Ohio, so it might not be as, big a deal to him. But, and then even and I don't know if this is legal. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but sometimes you're just suspicious of people, or you've known them. Or
they come in a trench coat and it's July.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a clue.
And you can do the same thing. You just get an alert, that they've entered the store, just to give them a little extra help.
Then you get on the intercom. We see you. We want you to know we know who you are.
There was this. Sometimes shoplifters are not. They're the worst. It's like this gentleman. Somebody was stealing power tools every week. and we're not even a big power tool. We have some convenience power tools. I mean, if you want power tools, you go to Lowe's or Home Depot. That's,
Yeah.
Well, I always think of power tools as being a very big object to try to take out of a store.
Yeah, you'd think so. So this guy comes in. It's like, so I finally put a kid up there. It's like, hey, you're going to have to watch this and figure out, who's stealing these things. It's this guy and is in the loudest black and white zebra looking shirt, like all crazy, like Denny, but black and white.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, okay, well, that's not exactly. So
incognito.
Yeah.
In the summertime, so just the shirt on, right?
Yeah.
No coat.
He comes in the next week in the same shirt.
And how does he do it?
So he must have.
Well, we don't
I
want to
walked up to him and said, hey, you can't, you're stealing. He goes, I'm not. I said, yes, you're stealing them. You were wearing the same shirt last week.
Wow.
And he said that confrontation like that is really tough. You've got to be, not only be sure, but you got to make sure they're not crazies.
Did you just say no? That was
I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, you're just furious.
I've done it for so long. I don't,
So was he stuffing it in his sweatshirt? Okay.
Yeah. He was taking and like stuffing them down his shirt. It's like, it was almost like a cartoon.
Like Mary Poppins bag.
Yeah.
Like
See,
you just put infinite.
You just lose such faith in humanity when you see that again and again and again.
And sometimes it's workers. Like there's somebody that completely sawzall blades. They will strip everyone. They'll take everyone. And so now we're having to keep them behind the counter.
Wow.
This is
it's
crazy.
just, it's that time. I mean, I went to a Walmart yesterday, one I had not been in before, which is very rare. And this one, everything's locked up.
Yeah, the one in Canby, they've officially locked up everything.
Everything.
When it comes to makeup and nail polish
All
specifically.
of the little things that people can put in their purse.
Canby?
Mm-hmm.
Where's
Morgan County.
Canby?
Morgan County. Yes, you have to get. So if you want like a mascara, for instance, you have to
gotta
go
to
find an employee and they have to unlock it.
And
now.
that's not worth my time, so I just walk away from it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have time to find how long you got to wait. I mean, I don't see anybody in this department. How long do I need to wait before somebody could come and let me get some powder?
And it's probably annoying for the employees too. Who
I'm
are,
sure.
Like, doing probably 3 or 4 other things. So,
but we did this. I mean, we did it to ourselves.
I understand why. Yeah.
You know, and it's just a shame. It's
CVS
just a terrible
has their
shame.
Deodorants locked up. It's just
everything.
Locking up the deodorant.
I mean, that whole body bath and body area was completely locked up, and
they have cameras everywhere on it too.
Have to, I'm sure. Because
I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but if I have to buy the Argo cornstarch for jock itch, I don't want to have to ask for that behind the counter.
Well, I don't know
but there's certain things like in drugstores, it's a lot of times the razor blades.
Yeah.
Razor blades,
up front.
And why
They're
are they so
expensive.
expensive? They've always been expensive, but holy cow, for razor blades, it's outrageous how much razor blades are.
That's a marketing system, by the way, known as Nintendo.
How much are they?
Oh my gosh, they're in the $20 range.
For how? Just
for
like a
four or
you know,
five.
your 4 or 5 of your.
That's the old.
I'll be more careful with them now that I know.
Well, I've heard a theory online about women's razors that they purposely make them cheaper because we use them more. So then that way they break and we have to buy more of them.
Would not surprise me.
That's why
men's
razors
everything's made
work
so
better.
and it's so like this. I
I
mean,
don't know if that's true or not,
washers and dryers. You know, you used to have a washer and dryer for your whole life.
Yeah.
And now they have an end date of about what, Denny? 10, 15 years? 10?
It's called planned obsolescence.
There we go.
And
I knew you'd have a name.
General Motors had this in the 50s and 60s. They could make, automobiles that could last 20, 40
Right.
years, but they're in business. And so they would thin out the sheet metal, or they would not, put the same bearings in this transmission or this engine. And pretty soon they fail, and so people have to junk it and buy a new one.
And not to be that person too, but a lot of things are made overseas now, right? And it's cheaper,
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Well,
Yeah.
right?
right. But I mean, it depends. I mean, there's good.
Are the Depends locked up too?
Kathleen says what happened at the hardware store I worked at. Someone returned a ceiling fan. The box was all taped up, so they got their money back. It was full of rocks.
Oh, man.
Wow.
People
think you
are
hear that
so
jingle, like,
devious.
Didn't you tell the story about the guy says he brought it back in? You say, you can't do that again. Okay, then I'll just get my money back.
Yeah, so you bring. I shouldn't tell this.
Don't tell it. If it
teaches
will it
people
tip
how to
off
be
the
crooks.
A guy, you bring something to the counter and says, I want to get a refund on this. Do you have your receipt? No, I don't have a receipt. Okay, I'll just keep it. And they just walk out with the.
So they brought it from, they were in the paint.
I'm confused by it.
They pick it up off the shelf.
So they
They pick it up off the shelf and they come in with a receipt.
No
receipt.
They're
Have
in the
this-
store. This is the way they're shoplifting.
They walk in the store, they pick something up off the shelf, walk up to the counter and say they want a refund.
And
my God.
And then they pretend they didn't bring their receipt, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I'll just keep
Isn't
it."
that crazy?
I guess
Takes
I'll just
a lot
keep
of time
it.
to be thinking about all this
Crazy.
stuff when you could be doing something better. But
That's a thing.
this is their life, And some people, get the big thrill out of it.
All right.
Some people, that gives them a charge.
Jennifer-
What is that? Is that a kleptomaniac? Is that a kleptomaniac
Yeah, I
that
think
so. I think
steals
it
that
is.
gets the
Yeah, I
big
think you're
thrill
right.
out of it?
Yeah.
That's a psychological condition where you have to steal.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this one? From Jennifer. In 2008, a guy came into the Canby Walmart, smashed in the jewelry case. As the police were chasing him, he swallowed a wedding ring set. He only made it around the corner.
Oh, for
and they collected that ring.
Oh, well,
I'll just swallow
Wow.
it. I'll grab it and I'll swallow it and they'll never
and they'll never know.
never know. Okay, they're chasing me, but I'm going to put this in my mouth and swallow it.
Menards
gosh.
Menards has a machine at the front of their store that will print your old receipt with a credit card purchase.
Yeah, you can do that on almost anything. As long as you have the item, they can go back and see where you purchased it.
I know, but the downside about that, if you can walk in and reprint, you're saying you can reprint it? Mm-hmm. Well, then you can just walk to the shelf and get another one and go, I want a refund. Here's my receipt.
Wow.
I don't know the ramifications of that. What I know is that if I've lost the, I bet you do. You're in retail. We got to break it, Pat.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Oh, we're having such a good time.
I know it, and I wanted to talk about shopping carts.
We can talk about that next.
We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
In purgatory, tortured souls lie trapped somewhere between heaven and you know where. This is where we find ourselves trapped somewhere between winter and spring, tortured by strange weather patterns.
As the weather worsens,
Cold, snow, and ice.
these temperatures.
Then thaw, rain, and flood. Let us be your guide through all stages of
Spring!
winter, your severe winter,
Spring!
and spring weather station, 93 WIBC.
Do It Best Home Center on Indy's South Side. It's a great day to get out there this weekend too, to get out there and start thinking about your projects and spring right around the corner. This is a great family-owned business, Cardwell Do It Best Home Center, right here locally, and been serving customers in the Indy area since 1945. So if you've never been, if you're new to the area and on that South Side, they will become your favorite friend. That's for sure. Great customer service. They've always got hot popcorn for you while you're shopping, and everything you need when it comes to hardware and lawn and garden supplies and plumbing, electrical products, and paint. Cardwell Home Center is the largest discount roofing shingle supplier in the Midwest, and they offer discount dimensional roofing at unbeatable wholesale prices starting as low as $21 per bundle. All right, Cardwell Do It Best Home Center. They're located at 3205 Madison Avenue, and you can check out everything they have at cardwellhomecenter.com.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places.
And he's all of them. He's Harpo, he's Zeppo, he's Groucho.
He's all the things we love, though.
I know. He's just,
It's
and he
hard to
does
get
it with a
mad at.
smile on his
You can't
face.
get mad at him.
No.
He's just adorable.
239-9393. I'd like to remind everyone, tickets are on sale now for Father Glenn's St. Patty's Day party.
That's next 15th.
It's coming up quick.
15th, and it is at our 71st and Keystone store. It is a lot of fun. We've had it for a number of years now, but all of the proceeds, the ticket sales, go to Father Glenn's Seeds of Hope.
Great organization.
Tell 'em
Truly
what-
great.
Yeah, Seeds of Hope is for women who have been abused, and they
Domestic
they have
violence.
Addiction.
everything. And
Everything.
Then now they have intermediate houses for them. I mean, they have really what Glenn started is just
Just
incredible.
amazing. I mean, I remember when it all opened up, and it just was a
Yeah.
tiny little thing.
Tiny little thing, and now there's the 3/4 house and the halfway house, and we'll be interviewing my cousin Dr. Tom, and he's going to talk about the new. They're opening a medical clinic.
Oh, very cool.
Great.
And it's really cool because they've got all these doctors that are, still want to do something, some retirees or maybe nurses that have, are part-time and they can help and all the different things. So that is on the 15th, the Saturday before St. Patty's Day.
Now your cousin
Gordon
Tom,
Pipers, the dancers,
Food.
they're all there. Food. Oh my gosh.
is that the
Food,
one
food,
we
food.
called Cousin Eddie, the Glenn's brother that we interviewed on that one?
We don't know an Eddie.
You call a lot of people cousin Eddie.
All right.
Yeah. No, I don't believe so. All right. Can we? We'll talk to Vonnie. Hi, Vonnie.
Top of the morning to you guys.
Top
we love
of
your
the
show.
morning.
Yep. I was talking to my brother, and I told him about my bird feeder, and he says, Vonnie, you should wash it every week because of the bird flu.
Oh.
And I told him I just filled it. And he says, well, once it goes down, then wash it with bleach. So I don't know. I went out and wiped it with those, what are those wipes that are like
baby wipes?
Yeah,
military?
like the disinfectant Clorox sheets.
That's it. Yeah, the disinfectant wipes that you use on your countertop or.
We use them on our microphone after
Now,
Hammer and
Vonnie,
Nigel.
Vonnie, will that hurt? Gosh, and then so will that leave any kind of residue that would not be good for the birds?
Don't know. That's why I'm calling you guys.
I don't know. I knew to clean it out because of the bird flu. Listen, we had everything sitting in ours last week. We had a squirrel sitting in there, right on and the one that sticks to your window. I don't even know how he got up there, sitting in the bird feeder. But I don't know about using bleach.
I don't think that I would use bleach. I would think
That might be harmful.
Yeah, I think there's other ways.
I think you can just use a little bit of just dish Dawn soap.
I was going to
and
say
mix it
soap
up
and water.
Still get it out
breaks
of there,
down the
though. Still
bacteria.
really rinse that
Yeah.
out well. You don't want any soap residue either.
That's a really good point, though, because I don't even think about washing
Maybe
a
just
bird
hot
feeder.
water. Maybe just hot water and I don't know because it is a
Allison's
flu
right.
virus.
It's the soap breaks down the bacteria, the cellular membrane around the bacteria, and it just explodes and kills it. So that's why we wash our hands for 20 seconds. It's because that soap then breaks down.
Really rinse it
the
out well,
outside.
though,
Yeah,
after that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I washed it this summer, the bird feeder, and I mean, it took several washings until I finally thought, well, that's pretty good. And it took a day or two to dry because I've got one of those squirrel-proof ones.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it took a while, but just want to alert people about the bird flu.
Oh, yeah.
Is it better to feed or not to feed? I don't know.
I don't
And I
either.
hope if
And there's
someone's
Hey.
listening.
And Vonnie, my problem is
Birds got to eat.
Well, the birds got to eat. I don't know what to believe from the government anymore. They sucked us in with
Amen.
COVID and everything else, and now it's bird flu from
Yeah.
hell. And I don't know if I even believe them, Vonnie, but you still need to wash your bird feeder. It doesn't have anything to do
Yes.
with that.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a good reminder, and maybe somebody knows, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, thanks, Vonnie. We appreciate it.
I love feeding the birds. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, bird business is big. Now we have those house sparrows. Not so much. We've had.
We call them spatsies. I know it's the English sparrow.
Yeah, and they're in the store.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and it's hard to get them out because it's like, well, we have a bird food department. Christmas, we have trees.
Yeah, it's a great
Plenty of room
environment
to
for
fly
them.
around. Yeah.
It's actually a good selling point when you're selling an artificial Christmas tree. You walk by and a bird. I said they're so realistic. The bird flies off of it. It's
You
just-
are such a smart aleck. I think you are the best smart aleck I ever knew.
I doubt that, Denny.
Oh,
But
boy.
you know who would be Nathan from
Nathan Trailer?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He might be the best smart aleck.
Maybe. And speaking of that, I have a question for you guys.
Sure.
you guys have this new YouTube video podcast going on. I'm watching it right now, so I see you guys, and I have a question for you all. We all know the movie's Grumpier Old Men, but could we call this video podcast the Nicer Old Men podcast?
Well, we're really not that
I
old.
don't know.
Yeah. But that's kind of you, Nathan.
There you go. But the real question is, who is supervising Pat? Looks like you guys are in two different studios. We know Denny's got it all
There
under
is
control,
there is no management for Pat. Pat that is the top of the food chain.
Oh my goodness! Well, I'm impressed. That's impressive. It looks good. You guys look good on there.
Wow. Well, thank you, Nathan.
It's a little distracting, but I think I'll get used to it.
Hey, but I think the problem is you can't reach over and poke Denny. That's probably
Thank
part of
God.
the problem.
I'm protected by
We do
Terry.
that on
but-
purpose. Yeah.
All right. So, what's the big thaw going to do to us, Nathan? The big thaw is coming now.
We've got a couple things going on. Obviously, we're still super busy with emergency dry-out services from frozen burst pipes, which has just been the last month. And everybody's just over and tired of the snow, the weather. I know you guys were talking about it early on, but obviously we're here to talk about today about roofing. It's right around the corner. March is next Saturday. So we are coming into the storm season. And one of the things that I want to encourage your listeners and just kind of bring to light is a lot of insurance companies have changed and shifted to what's called an ACV model. What that means is that if your roof is over 10 years old, then you have a hail event or a roof event that's like a tree impact or hail wind. What will happen is they'll switch that from a full replacement to a partial replacement. And a lot of homeowners are not aware of this. We started to see this a little bit last year. We're seeing a little bit more of it this year with some tree impacts we've dealt with. So obviously, homeowners just want to make sure that your policies are up to date. But the other thing is, Michaelis, when we come out, we're going to do a full inspection on your roof. We're going to take a look at everything, obviously on the roof, document with photos, videos, and we're going to get in the attic too. This is another big piece that a lot of companies don't do is they're not looking in how the attic is breathing, how it's affecting the roof.
Sure.
And then they're also not going to provide any photos or videos, which is just crazy to us. The other major single thing that's the most important is insurance companies do a thing called test squares. Test squares are a thing that is a 10 by 10 area that they mark the damages on each cardinal elevation of the roof. And this what determines how much damage is on the roof and provides coverage. And a lot of contractors, a lot of people don't know that. And insurance companies, that's how they determine if you are going to get a roof purchased or bought from a hail or wind event. So just some things to kind of take a look at. Michaelis does this all the time. We want to provide peace of mind and transparency to our clients.
Nathan, I want to get an opinion in here. Most of us are not roofing contractors. Is that a legitimate way to assess the roof? Are they being dishonest and exclusionary, or is that the right way to do it?
Well, it's the right way to do it. So there's a thing called Hague certification, which it's very hard to get into, but there's insurance companies do require photos. They require photos that have damage, and that's what provides coverage, right? So they have to provide – it's like going to court. You have to go to court, bring your evidence in, it has to be reviewed, and then it has to be approved. Same thing for insurance, and they're starting to lock down a little bit more on that. We've seen that on the same side for the water mitigation where homeowners have not had enough coverage on their basement, and they had a flood. And they only had a $5,000 limit. And then we go in there and the homeowner has finished the property, the basement, and it's $20,000 worth of damage. But their policy was never renewed. And that is a huge problem because we look silly because we're coming in there with a $20,000, $30,000 estimate and their insurance only has a coverage for $5,000. Same thing for the roof. We're going to see a lot of this coming year. I mean, there's a lot of insurance carriers January this year on renewals. They just switched. And we've started to see that where they don't have a full replacement cost on their roof. And there are under, what is it called? You can pay for an additional endorsement where you can pay a little bit more money a month. Same thing for like a sub pump underwriter. And you can get additional coverage. And it's not that much money. It can be $10, $20 a month depending on the carrier or more. A lot of that depends on the age of the home. And talk to your insurance agent about that. But you can get additional coverage for that. And that's just something that we saw it last year. We know it's going to affect this year, and it's going to be.
And in fairness to the insurance companies, I've known a few guys that I thought was a little sketchy getting a new roof.
They were cheating.
Yeah,
they were cheating.
Yeah, you see a guy walking up, climbing the ladder with one of those little ball peen hammers.
Yeah.
That's not us. That's not us.
Yeah.
No, but I just feel
That's
like
some hail you've got there, sir.
Yeah, I just feel like it's that might be a little bit of a two-way street, but I get it.
Well,
I get it.
Yeah, there's also other things we can use. There's other reporting softwares that we can use that triangulate and literally to latitude, longitude of the home can provide weather reports for wind and hail that we also utilize, and it's the same software the insurance company is using. So we're using the exact same stuff that they're using, so they have access to it as well. We're not buying some app that's on Apple Store that you can just, report on and make up.
So Nathan,
it's legitimate.
Have they got beyond just the zip code thing where it used to always be they would use zip codes?
Oh, the marketing people have it down to longitude and latitude, just like GPS within neighborhoods. I think.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten very, very, very detailed because like on a wind or hail map, you can get it to where, and they also do lightning as well, where you can do right down to the address, and it gives a 1, 5, and 10 mile radius up to 10 years. So you can see the probability of what occurred at that address. And then, again, the biggest thing is going out, looking at the roof. They think they have damage, they don't. Indiana's not really had a good, credible storm in the last year. So, obviously with the storm season, it's going to stir up a lot of momentum, if you will.
Yeah.
And so just getting ahead of it, making sure you understand your risks going into an event, because we had a lot of claims last year where we went out and we were the second or third contractor, and there was some soft metal damage, but there was no damage to the roof. And the homeowners got paid out on the soft metal damages, but they're never going to get paid back on those items unless they replace them. So like if their gutters were damaged, they're not going to get paid on those gutters again because they've already been covered under that event from that storm a year ago, if that makes sense.
There you go, Nathan.
So you want to make sure you do it right.
That is all great information. Really great. I appreciate it. Thank you, Nathan Traylor from the Michaelis Corporation. The number, if you'd like them to come out and check out whether it's a basement, whether it's crawl space, or even the roof, give them a call at 844-FIX-INDY. That's 844-FIX-INDY. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
In purgatory, tortured souls lie trapped somewhere between heaven and you know where. This is where we find ourselves trapped somewhere between winter and spring.
Glitter, stickers, buttons, and beads, doodles and doodads, you gotta see. We're gonna have a crafty-rific time. I got scissors.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the segment that is sweeping the countryside. It is Craft Corner.
It's Craft Corner.
With Terry Stacy and Allison Lemons.
Ooh, it's a big craft corner because today we're going to have fun with yarn, everybody.
And before you get into it, I want to let people know we are on Facebook Live.
That's right.
For
Oh, yeah.
Home and Garden Indiana if you want to see Denny's handheld style. But if you are watching the YouTube feed, we tried to make it decent
So it's
for you.
very good. The folks watching on YouTube, we shifted Denny's camera, and actually, there's really no reason to put it back.
Well, yes, there
because you
is.
guys are cropped in here really good, the both of you.
Yeah.
And let's just let Denny be
The
the
nice
last.
thing
Yeah.
about this is I always get such great respect from you, Pat.
I know.
Well, anyway, today on Craft Corner, thank you all so much for watching. Denny will let us know if people's names popped up. Pat, also, you're watching, I think. There's a lot of things to be watching for us radio people. We're going to do fun with yarn. And this is kind of very nostalgic, right? Because we're going to do 4-finger knitting. Huh?
Not one, not two,
What
not
about
three,
that?
4.
Finger.
4-finger knitting. And so Allison has never 4-finger knitted.
I've never 4-finger knitted.
So this is her first time.
I'm very
And we're going to
excited.
watch her
A
how to
little
do it.
nervous.
And what our goal is today, is mostly to inspire you, because this is something that you really do learn as like a Girl Scout. I learned this as a Girl Scout very young. And it is something that is just fun, and I'd forgotten how much, because right now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to have some sort of relaxation. Mindless relaxation, and this is mindless relaxation to get
I
away
heard you're
from
having
everything.
a mental day.
I'm taking a mental health day maybe this afternoon. So here's what you're going to do. And the reason we're doing this, again, I don't mean to keep jumping around, but you can make all kinds of things with yarn when it comes to 4-finger
Knitting.
Thank you. So you can get any type of yarn that you would like. For maybe scarves or hats or something, you'll want to get a bigger, thicker, chunkier
I like that
type
kind.
of yarn, which we love and is very popular right now. This is about $7 a skein or whatever they call that.
Oh, that's not bad.
And then you can do things like this. You can make little cool scarves, and this would be for the kids. I mean, the kids, I think, would really love this. I put this around Denny's neck a while ago, and it fit him perfectly. But you can make this really fun scarf, right? You can make scarves. You can make things like this. Look, for St. Patrick's Day, you can make really cool placard kind of things. Again, yarn.
Well, you probably need to show Allison how to do 4
I'm going to. I'm just showing you about the inspiration first to show you the things that you can make with yarn. And 4-finger.
Knitting.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. 4-finger knitting.
All right, you're going to take your yarn, Allison, and you're going to hold it. Now, this is not
Which
going to be
hand should I
good for
use?
people that are listening, I know. You're going to hold whichever hand is not your dominant hand.
Okay.
Okay? So, not your dominant hand. You're going to take the end of the yarn, and you're going to drape it over between the thumb
Denny,
and the
you're blocking the
4-finger. Okay? Dump it between the 4-finger and your thumb. There we go. She's
Okay.
putting it in. You're going to need just a little bit more other way. There we go.
Okay.
So the tail is actually facing
Down.
All right, here
On
we
the
go.
inside of the palm.
Right. Okay, so now watch again. Again, this is not great for radio, so you'll just have to watch it
You know
back.
what? I tell you what. While you guys, and we can play with the rest of the audience. I'll be playing Dead or Alive trivia. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
I'll just throw a name out, and then you just call in Elliot Gould.
All right.
Dead or alive.
If you're watching us, you'll notice that we're just going every other finger in and out with the yarn. In, out, in.
Oh, so just over
out.
and under, over and under.
Over, under.
Okay.
You're going to want to make 2 rows, so you'll have your, you'll see why. 2 rows.
Okay.
In, out, in, out, in. Okay, now what she's going to do, you'll take the bottom row, and you're going to just lift it over the top row of yarn right now.
This?
And this is knitting. Yep, this is actually knitting without needles. Up and over. Oh my gosh, I'm so hot. Hold on.
I was gonna say, she's gonna have a hot flash.
Oh my gosh, I'm so hot.
Wait, so put the.
Yep. Up and over. Up and over. There you go. There's
Okay.
your first row. That's going to be your first row. You'll just continue
Does she go over
doing
the top
that.
of her fingers?
Does she go over the top of her fingers?
Yes, with the bottom row.
Yeah. So basically in, out, up, over, okay? Then back again, so you're going to make 2 rows. See what I've done there? Okay, 2 rows. See what I've done here? There's your 2 rows. I'm using it with chunkier. You're going to take the bottom, lift it over the top on each finger.
Okay, so she
Backing
has
up.
to go over the top of her finger with it. There we
See
go.
what we're doing? You're going to go up and over. And again, you can watch this video back or just simply Google. If this inspires you to do this with the kids and yourself just to relax a bit, then Google it. 4-finger knitting. And this will come all down the bottom of your, and all back of your
Well,
hand.
It looked like Allison was terrible.
Henry Winkler.
I got a little confused.
He's alive.
He's alive. He's doing commercials.
He's alive.
You're not allowed to
Macular
answer.
Oh, I see.
So this is called 4-finger knitting, and it's really fun. I really
So
promise you,
when
you can
can
do
you take-
anything with it. The kids will love it. Any kind of, as far as what you choose when it comes to your yarn will depend on how thick you want something to be. Simple,
After
easy,
you take
kids
it
will
over the
love it.
top of your fingers, the bottom row over the top.
How do you
get it
done?
off your hand? Yeah.
So
What
that
happened?
last time you're doing it, okay, wait a minute, hold on. The last time you're doing it is going to, oh, wait a minute, that would have done it. Okay, so here's you place it like this is your last row. You'll take your whichever finger you start with, bring it over the next one, getting it off your pinky, and then bringing that over again. Do you see what I'm doing a little bit? This one, okay, your last one, this is your last row. Bring it up and over. Then take your last underneath one and move it on the top. That will get it off all your fingers, and that will end
This is
your knitting
really
project.
confusing.
Is it?
It
Yeah.
looks great.
It's
It
not
looks
really
great,
at
but
all.
I didn't figure that out at all.
But Google it, and that way you can see it done in slow motion
Four-finger
and more.
knitting.
Yeah, 4-finger knitting. That's really the object of today. Is just to tell you, remember how fun 4-finger knitting is, and how easy it is, and how kids can do it, and it will really just—it's very relaxing.
Anywhere, anytime.
Anywhere, anytime, and all you
Nona
need is
says
yarn.
You have to have long, skinny fingers.
Oh,
Well, I have short, stubby ones, so that was probably my issue.
Bob Denver.
he's dead.
Dead.
Gilligan.
Wasn't it Gilligan?
Gilligan. Yeah. So anyway, everybody, we're going to go now. Thank you for watching Craft Corner. I apologize, this really wasn't for the radio folks, but go back and look. And thanks for watching us today. And 4-finger knitting for everyone. Goodbye. Thank you for listening and watching. We're done.
That's great. Yeah.
You got a
great.
You got a phone call.
You got a phone call.
I didn't answer.
That's
Okay.
Of course you didn't answer it.
All right.
Okay.
So far, it says we need a full screen of Terry and Allison for this. Yep. Denny blocked half of it.
I kept telling him to move.
He wouldn't. They kept saying Denny needs to sit down.
Jenny, come back under.
I love it. We have
Here you go.
Joe says duck, duck, go.
What's that mean?
I don't know.
Duck, duck, go.
That's
Kathleen said,
another
yeah.
Google search engine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can go on DuckDuckGo to search the 4-finger knitting, is what he's saying.
Oh, yeah. Duck, duck, go, you could.
Oh, okay. And Gloria says, thank you. 4-finger knitting looks fun. Great for the kids.
It's so great for the kids. It's fun. You'll like it. It's
Something
not
you'll
easy to
never forget.
explain, but
Oh.
you won't ever forget it.
Oh, look at the time. We got to go.
Oh, bye.
We're coming right back. 93 WIBC.
In purgatory, tortured souls lie trapped somewhere between heaven and you know where. This is where we find ourselves.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan, Denny Smith. We still on this time? What did I turn down this time? There it is.
I think we're good.
Man, I'm really messing with the buttons over here. This whole YouTube thing's got me rattled. You know, I'm sitting here now. People are watching me, and you can too. Just go to YouTube, or you can go to our Facebook page, Home and Garden Indiana, and click the link, and it'll take you right to us. And so, unfortunately, for our YouTube viewers, we put the camera back on Denny. So
it was against my better judgment.
It was. He didn't like it, but we did it.
Yep, and I do apologize. Ethan had screwed up the clock so badly that we only have 30 seconds left. So we're going to take a quick top of the hour break, and then we'll come back, and we have Lisa, Steve, we have Jane. So we'll get to those calls, and yours at 239-9393. I was talking about the St. Patty's Party. SullivanHardware.com is where you can buy tickets, all right? So hour number 4, I'm telling you what, it's going to be way better than anything you've heard, which is kind of a low bar, I know. We're coming right back. 93 WIBC.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
Michaelis happens to help you through it. I thought a very nice craft corner, maybe a little complicated.
It was complicated a little bit, but it's not complicated, but it's just hard to talk about it and let you, and if you're just listening to it, you can't possibly. We got to change this. We'll fix it, everybody.
Yeah, don't lose faith in Allison. She figured it out, and she was actually doing it.
Well, this is what we talked about off air. Sometimes you overthink things, and I do that a lot, especially with crafts.
Oh, do you?
And it urges things in general. So it's one of those things where you just do muscle memory, and if you don't think about it, then you start doing
That's it.
So
Just do it.
anyway,
Easy.
it is a relaxing craft. Just I make things look a little harder sometimes.
No, it's okay.
Oh, sure.
But we're all learning.
We're all learning together.
We're all learning.
If I can do it, surely you can do it.
It's just been a week where last couple of weeks where I just need to decompress.
Yeah.
From the news and everything that's
Are you
out
looking
there. And
forward to the
I'm
warmer
not looking
weather?
at all. Barely looking at social media. It's just been a tough couple of weeks, with people and fighting and divided and angry. And that's different how, you ask?
That's just at the
Yeah, I
hardware
just,
store.
Right.
I really don't try not to let.
So, man, you got to get away from it for a while.
But I just don't let it get to me. I just don't.
I try not to. I'm a pretty upbeat person.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, it's really everything that's going on is really just torn up my friends, and oh gosh, I hate that.
know.
They're torn up.
And I do see, I have friends that will post stuff, and it's kind of like, really? And then you go, and it's like, no, just let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
And I think sometimes too, especially this time of year. I mean, it's winter, it's blow outside. We're not doing much.
I am telling you, and let me just a little plug for our 20% off sale this week. But it was yesterday, started yesterday, and just because the weather forecast, it got to 30. People, I've just never. I keep saying this, but people were just happy. They were happy. They were in the store.
The sun was
They had a
shining.
sale, but it was more than the sale. It was they were just happy. And I think we're going to find the same today.
Yeah, spring is in the air. We finally have a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
it's end of February.
There you go.
We just want to get through this, but just to have this week coming up is going to be really nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh! Yes, it is.
50s Monday supposedly.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right, we're going to try to catch up on some phone calls. Our number 239-9393. We were talking about the bird flu and how you should treat your feeders as far as cleaning them. And Lisa joins us on the program.
Hello.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me. I guess it's afternoon now, but I just wanted to throw a little bit of caution out there. You mentioned Dawn products, and they have a very good reputation for helping animals. But some of the more newer products, Power Wash, I'm hearing can be a little bit dangerous.
A power washer?
They are advertised as multi-purpose, but around animals, they might have some ingredients that are not animal friendly. So have your just a word of caution to look at your Dawn product before you use around animals.
Okay.
Okay, so you're saying these are newer Dawn products.
Yes, the Power Wash is more of a different. It just comes in a different form.
Okay,
Probably a little more powerful.
I wasn't understanding. So they're Dawn.
Yes,
but
it has some
has a Dawn
ingredients
name.
for the multi-purpose cleaning, and some of those ingredients can be harmful to animals.
So traditional, the original formula Dawn is
a little
what
bit
we're
better,
looking for.
Probably, yeah.
Safer, yes, speed safer, but just look into which product you're using when you're going to be using a Dawn product around animals.
You got
Thank
it. Thanks,
you.
Lisa.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Because I will say that Power Wash Dawn does work really well with the dishes. So-
It is good. It's a good product.
So most people have that I think nowadays. So that's a good tip.
We're joined by Steve. Hi, Steve. Hello, Steve.
So far, so good.
Stever.
You guys look great on a 75-inch screen TV.
I bet we do.
Lord have mercy.
And with the TVs you got at the hardware store now, they can have the show up at the hardware store in Sully's Grill.
Oh, wow. That would
be horrifying.
Yeah, it would be.
I don't understand this, Steve, of why people would watch somebody talk on radio. I
think you know what?
It's cool.
I kind of see what there's the people that are there. You can see the regulars, and they all kind of know each other, and they're kind of chatting back and forth while they're listening to the show. It's almost like it's almost it's a community. It's almost like you're sitting in a friendly restaurant or bar and kind of watching TV together.
Yeah, you're like hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, first of all, Allison, great job of going out on Monument Circle each day and finding fill-ins for Hammer this week. Really great job there.
Oh, thanks. I think we've gotten a couple good ones.
What were you doing?
Hey,
Hammer was gone. That was a good slam. Steve, I've never heard you so sarcastic. That was really good.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and fill in the blanks for us listeners that don't understand what the hell
Hammer's
you're
been
talking
off for a couple of days, so we just got some fill-ins. So Thursday we had Guy Relford, the gun guy. He was in. And then yesterday we had Jeff Boggs, which is kind of a new fill-in
he's
host.
good.
And I'm a big fan of his. He used to work for the David Letterman show. He was a writer for the Tom Green show, so he's really funny.
He's really funny, and he would be like a great guest, to eat dinner with, because he's just filled with these stories.
As a kid, he worked at the Shell station on Bash Street in '86.
Yeah, he's originally from here, but he just moved back. But he had told a really cool story yesterday, actually, we were talking about Seinfeld and the Soup Nazi episode. So he actually was the intern for the guy who wrote that.
No way.
Wrote that script, and on top of that, he was the intern that actually went to the soup place.
Oh.
And he told him about this soup Nazi guy. So they
was
based the
his
script
story.
off of him as an intern going to get soup every day.
No way.
Off of Jeff's story.
That
Off
is
of Jeff's
great.
story.
Jeff was the intern that went and they kind of were inspired by his story.
So was the Soup Nazi the original guy, or was he an actor?
No,
he's an actor on the show, but I'm talking about the story is based off of the writer's
a place that he went and got soup.
experience, which was Jeff. So he always has really cool insider tips like that. It's cool.
That is great.
So
yeah.
we've been really fortunate with our fill-ins.
Yeah, I'm sure that I'll be invited
Pat,
anytime.
you're on deck. Yeah,
Yes, sir, Steve.
Yeah.
I have your phone number somewhere. I'll let you know.
Yeah, no, don't worry about me.
My question to
Who
Denny
else can we
is,
find?
Go ahead, Steve.
so my daughter lives in, I think they might call it Mobro or Senbro. I'm not really sure.
What is that?
That's no bro.
She lives in Broad Ripple near the Monon Trail.
Oh.
She lives in Central. She lives not too far from the old Steak and Shake that's on Keystone there.
They call it Mobro?
That's Sobro.
That's Sobro. Okay.
There's Sobro and No Bro.
But no
Mobro.
No bro. No Mobro.
So Denny, my daughter is thinking, and her husband are thinking about finishing their basement, but the plumbing in the basement is not plumbed. So, how do they go about, putting in a shower and a toilet? Do they have to dig into the foundation? Do they have to build a false floor? I just kind of want to get some of your expertise in this.
Okay. Well, it depends on where the sewer comes in. If the sewer comes in below the concrete floor, that's a good thing. If it comes in on a high wall somewhere and you can see where it would penetrate the foundation wall, then you're going to have to go to a sewage ejection pump, set up that way. Steve, if you can take some pictures of it and send it to me, I think you've got my cell phone number. Just go ahead and take some pictures, send them to me. We might even be able to do FaceTime, and I can coach you through that process.
Steve, I don't need any photos. I can give you. Got a piece of paper. I got 6 steps.
Go ahead there, Pat.
All right. Give Hope Plumbing a call at 641-HOPE, 641-HOPE.
Don't forget LD Smith Plumbing. Right.
Could you let me finish?
Well, you've interrupted me twice, so go ahead.
LD Smith would be another one of our choices, and I think that would be probably the way for you to go.
Oh, let a professional do it?
Yes.
I think they want to know what's possible, and I think that's fair, to see, what can you do with a slab and what can you do with a high
The thing
wall.
is, as Denny mentioned, you want your plumbing to be natural, right? And when you're doing
gravity flow,
when you're doing an ejection system, you're kind of going against science because poof, doesn't go uphill. I think we lost Steve.
No, I was also thinking
pondering?
maybe they could just
I thought he was like
put a porta potty down there and they could just suck it out every so often.
Oh, they have. Pat's right. We always want gravity feed, but if we've got a high wall, what we call a high hung sewer, then there's not much we can do. We've got to go into the floor because, like Pat says, it doesn't go uphill.
Does not go uphill. And Friday's payday. We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
Things are happening fast.
Tariffs, ICE raids.
Shrink the size of the federal government.
USAID is really corrupt.
Doge is using a meat axe.
Uncovering things. They are going to get what they voted for.
Follow the first 100 days.
Industries to come back to America.
The president is committed in securing a lasting peace.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip.
Robert Kennedy Jr.
lights parade last Saturday evening, and that was in Fort Myers. 2 guys standing on the bikes, one with an American flag and one with the state of Indiana flag. However, you can have the traffic over there. That's true.
How do they get them? But do they ride them down there, or do they trailer them down there in a great big horse trailer type thing?
I would say that they trailer them down.
Yeah,
is what I would guess. And so they said there was 100,000 to 200,000 people there.
Isn't that great?
It's very cool.
That's good for Indianapolis. We get enough bad press.
I saw that on one of the Fort Myers Facebook pages because somebody said, "It's like what's the motorcycle team doing here?" And somebody had the answer. So
it's pretty
very
cool. Pretty cool.
Hey, also thanks to Allison because she, we have a new payroll system here at what's the name? Radio One.
Yes.
And I've never really done so she got it. It wasn't easy.
No, we switched over to new payroll, and it's one of those things where Pat has they all give us a work email, but you don't really use your Radio One email because you have your Pat at Sullivan Hardware.
Right.
So we tried to set you up with that, and I got locked out of your Radio One account, and then we were trying to set you up with another thing.
I couldn't answer the security question.
Okay, the security question was crazy.
They are crazy. Thank you, Allison.
It was so weird. It was like, as a child, what did you dream?
What was your dream job as a
dream
child?
job as a child.
And so we tried hardware, we tried store, we tried all these things. So then I had to, anyone who works for a corporation knows, then you have to talk to like 10 different people over email, whether it's a tech guy or an HR person. Then it's like,
okay, we'll reset it for you one more time. Now, don't do this.
Oh, they were getting so annoyed with us. But
I
we finally did it, but it was a 3-day process.
I knew something was up. I had turned in my hours. I do the ADP app. You can do an ADP app, Pat. But then I got this email from Matt Hibble, and he says, I've always turned in yours and Pat's hours, and I see that your time card has been already put in. I said,
oh, good. Is Matt going to do mine?
No. See, that's what I said. We were told that Matt couldn't do it anymore. So we were supposed to do it ourselves. So I did it.
Thank you, Allison.
What the heck was going on.
Jane joins us on the program. Hi, Jane.
Hi there. I was calling in about the bird feeders, and you definitely want to pull those down on a regular basis and clean those with a 10% bleach solution.
So why? Are they pooping on them? Is it did they have saliva? Why do we want to do that, Jane?
Because birds travel in flocks, and they do carry a number of parasites, especially finches. They have a conjunctivitis that they pass amongst each other, and if one of them gets it, you can potentially wipe out a flock.
Is conjunctivitis an eye disorder, or is that what that is?
Yes, it is, and it's very prevalent in finches, your house finches and your goldfinches.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and if you watch your birds, you don't even have to watch really closely, but if you pay attention to your birds, you'll see if one of them has it. And you, of course, don't want to wait that long. But again, your birds just have so many parasites and, frankly, different kinds of diseases. And they, again, travel in those flocks. So you just want to keep those bird feeders clean about once a month on the minimum. Pull them down. 10% bleach solution.
10%. Okay.
Well.
All right. Now, conjunctivitis is what we would call, kids used to get it all the time. We used to call it pink eye. How can you tell if a finch has got it?
Their eyes will, they get swollen, they get crusty.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And if you pay any attention to your birds at your feeders, you can always tell when something's just off compared to the other birds. And unfortunately, when that happens, it's a little too late. If you see that happen, then you're going to bring the feeders down, get rid of all the food, bleach them, and let it sit for a couple of days. So you don't want to get to that.
I had no idea. So to heck with bird flu. I mean, they got a whole bunch of other issues besides bird flu.
Yeah, you just need to ask your finch, Denny, just to sit still so you can examine them.
Yeah, when you hear about it, you think, well, I would never notice that. You do.
I'm calling Howard Brumbaugh. Howard Brumbaugh is an ophthalmologist on the north side. I'll figure out this.
So what about, was it a couple of years ago when they wanted everyone to bring in their feeders and stop feeding?
Yes, that was a couple of years ago. That was right after we had the, what are they? Not the locusts, but the...
Cicadas?
Cicadas, yes. It was during the X brood. So they thought that it was related to that, but I don't think we ever truly got a definitive answer about what was going on there.
Jane, whoa. What do you do for a living? This is really cool stuff. I mean, I'd like to have a conversation with you. What do you do for a living?
I work for Wild Birds Unlimited.
There we go. All right.
All right. Hey, so Jane, I've been sending people up for the plastic woodpeckers. You guys still have those?
I'm actually at the Greenwood location. We don't have them in Greenwood. I'm not sure if he has them on 82nd Street.
Yeah, because those things, I can't believe it. My neighbor had woodpeckers. I mean, it was neighbor Ted, and they were just destroying the siding of his house. And he went up to Wild Birds and got 2 of those things, and they've been there, and they completely left.
So are they big enough did they scare away the rest of them?
I guess. I was shocked that it worked.
It's sort of a male dominance thing. I'm bigger than you are.
I don't know.
And I hear y'all talk about that all the time. And of course, you will have those instances where the woodpeckers do drum to attract a mate, or they're replicating things that they hear. But a lot of times when that happens, you just want to make sure your house is not a food source, because usually they are going after a food source.
Looking for bugs.
And it could be, right. That could be anything from worst case scenario to a termite. It could be carpenter ants. It could be boar bees. But
Jane, what if they're not very good at finding food, and they're not that smart?
Oh,
and
you mean they're
still
stupid birds?
Stupid birds. You might get a stupid woodpecker, and he's tearing up your siding, and there is nothing.
You're absolutely right. I'm sure that happens. There's just like us. There's good ones and there's bad ones.
Exactly. Like C students like myself.
Jane, you're a smart one. Give us a way to get in touch with you. Write me an email at denny@wibc.com, because you are going to be our new bird expert. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Love it. Also, too, if you want to follow truly what's going on with the avian flu, allaboutbirds.org. That is a website that is powered by Cornell Lab of Ornithology.
Okay, allaboutbirds.org.
Yeah, and Cornell's
allaboutbirds.org.
Yeah, Cornell's the one that tracks the bluebirds throughout America.
I knew that.
Sibelius, and they are really a good source. Thanks for telling us about that, Jane.
You're welcome. Thank you. Everybody have a good day.
All right, see you, Jane.
See,
Bye-bye.
there are smart people out there, Pat.
Of course, our listeners are smarter than all of us
Than the
combined
hosts.
sometimes.
Yeah, that doesn't say much.
But yeah, no, we appreciate that.
All right, 239-9393. Where are we?
We're ready for
Are
a
we
break.
under a break, or are we way over?
We're almost right on time. If you were to
if you were to follow
That's
the
crazy.
clock.
Well, the second segment.
Well, then you know what? Let's just talk to Jeff then.
Oh, Pat.
So that we're over. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Not much. We haven't heard from you. You okay?
We went out to California, remember?
Oh, yeah.
How'd it turn out?
Well, I was going to say something first about these older shows that we watched as a kid, because no one ever watched or brings it up. Tony does his Guess the Thing, the theme song or whatever. And we grew up kind of watching My Three Sons, because my mom had 3 sons.
Fred McMurray and My Three Sons.
Ernie.
Yeah. But, we went. My brother and I went out there on a red eye Saturday. We got back Thursday evening, I believe, and total loss. We met with a representative from the attorneys for our side, and it's barely going into litigation, which the insurance companies are already turning into mitigation, believe it or not. There were some problems of them having to fire insurance, but I had a good time. I kind of took it in. My brother's been out to L.A. Probably 24 times or more since the 80s because of business and everything. And I'd been out there 3 times, and I always spent it, at the buy I had at Malibu Beach or something when I visit my grandparents.
You're going there to check out the girls.
Well, I did that, but he did remind me, and it was kind of cool, man. We got to go by Pepperdine University, and my grandfather was a person that owned all the land over where the zoo is now in Indianapolis, and he was a business management guy, he knew his business because basically they owned every store. So you would get a check for $40, and you had to go hand him your check every week. So because he owned the butcher, the laundry, the general store, that's just the way it was in the 30s. But I found out that the reason we went by Pepperdine is my brother told me, said, look, let me go tell you where Grandpa taught. And I was like, taught? He wasn't a teacher. And he said, no, they let him come on the campus of Pepperdine because of his business knowledge. And he taught a couple classes there, for free. And they let us do kind of a little tour, which, thank God, Pepperdine University was not anywhere hurt fire-wise. My grandparents lived about 20 miles, and when my grandfather was retired, so he must have been, oh, God, late 70s maybe, and this was the late 60s that he taught a couple classes there. And I took it all in, with a grain of salt, so to speak. But I took it all to heart. It was a total loss. The place,
sure.
You didn't even know it. But, you move on, I guess. But like I said, if there's anything that can come of it in the very end of it, probably going to lose our hind ends on a inherited home, but I don't know. There's not much you can say about it.
I guess the good news, the one thing they can't take the value away from you is the land. I mean, that land is still valuable. So Jeff is talking. Jeff had him and his two brothers, right? Two brothers.
Yes, sir.
Owned their grandparents. They inherited their grandparents' home in Malibu, and it was completely destroyed by the fires. And this was a very special house to their family, obviously, because they kind of kept it in kind of a period piece, right? It was kind of a 60s house, and that's the way it remained, and that's the way you guys kept it.
We did. And my brother's into that arts thing and arts deco and everything, and a lot of stuff, like I said, that we lost in the house that'll never be replaced. Things from Phyllis Diller and just, just portraits and pictures of everybody from Blue Eyes to James Garner to just different kind of things, and we always just kept it in there. I will tell you, we lost an Austin Healy of it that was my grandfather.
Oh.
Yeah. We lost it. It was a total loss. You wouldn't even have recognized it. And so it was those things that not only went along with the house, that they built for $300,000 or something, in 1963.
Yeah, which would be about
imagine. Yeah, it carried value, and it was built by a designer that knew Herman Miller from Columbus, I believe. And losing the whole deal, man. I mean,
hey Jeff, we got to run, but I do want one last question. As you stood there on that inherited home, you and your brothers, how far away was it where you could see the first structure that was not destroyed?
Well, their place was kind of in the woods. They owned many acres there. So the whole thing about it is I could not see another home.
Okay.
Everything was burnt.
Everything.
Burnt. I mean, but it's we're talking about the mountains there. Yeah. So, I mean, be far away. But I didn't. The best thing I did was just we stood out there, and, the only thing I could think about was my grandparents, and that was it.
I got you, man. We got to run.
They were alive.
Yeah.
Glad they didn't get to see that. See you, man.
See ya. Wish we had more time for you. We got to go. We're coming right back. 93 WIBC.
Your home, where you celebrate birthdays and holidays, game nights, and movie nights, should look
actually wanted to be a professional surfer.
Are you making this up?
No, actually, this is true.
Jack Johnson is the one that did the theme music behind Curious George. So for all of your parents and grandparents, that's who Jack Johnson is. All of his songs basically sound the same.
Yeah. And so he lives in Hawaii, I believe. Big surfer, wanted to be a professional surfer, but then kind of was a side thing was his music.
And it just took off.
He never made it to the. I don't think he ever became a professional surfer, but
I don't think he regrets
he does.
it.
He does fill the stadiums for concerts. So.
It does
Hey, speaking of concerts, how about what's happening out at Ruoff this week? Where they said the Lonnie, no more Lonnie passes.
Yeah, people are
and
upset.
What do you mean
people
no
are very
lawn
upset.
passes?
The Lonnie passes were the ones where you could buy one ticket and it would get you to all the concerts.
Oh,
and you'd sit in the
wow.
lawn, and they
And you
made
roast,
an
you
announcement
roast
this
your
week.
buns off. It's where the cheap
No
seats
more.
are.
And so now you got to rent a chair, you got to pay for parking, you got to pay for the ticket, all the stuff, and people are really outraged.
Does Live Nation run that or
Yeah,
something?
it's live.
There you go.
I'm assuming it's a Live Nation decision, but people are
Or no,
really
not Live
upset.
Nation. I was thinking.
No, it is
that
Live
Ticket-
Nation.
Is that Ticketmaster?
Mhm.
Is that same?
I think are they the same company now?
I don't know.
Because I know everybody hates.
I think they are.
I
Yeah.
think it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I told you I bought tickets for Billy Joel, and it was like I was really stretching because I wanted really good tickets, and they were $370 each.
Well, that was before the add-ons.
Right, and I'm already gagging buying 6 tickets. Like, this is ridiculous, but I'm thinking, all right, how many more times are you going to get to see Billy Joel? No, they ended up being $500 a piece.
Oh my gosh,
It
with all
made
the
me
service
sick.
charges and
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
Ticketmaster is owned by.
Well,
Live
and it's
Nation.
not. I don't know about if Live Nation or Ruoff. They've got to remember you got to dance with the one what brung you, and the people that really made Ruoff were the lawn people. I mean, that's how it was.
Somebody call Elon. Get him on that.
Get him and his chainsaw.
Get one of those. Get one of his nerds over there. Straighten that thing out.
Put
All
the
right.
glasses on.
So here's a comment from YouTube. Denny's shirts are going to make Greg Gutfield jealous.
I don't know what that means.
Gutfield's on Fox.
Yeah, I know who he is, but why would it make him jealous?
I don't know. John
because
joins.
my shirts are neat.
Hello.
Hi, John.
Hi, how are you? Everything. I'm from the great county of Bartholomew, the city of Columbus. I was in a rehab for almost a year, out and back in the rehab. Me and my roommate would get a big pack of popcorn from Rural King, listen to you guys jabber.
Aww, I think that's sweet.
Did we lose a newsman?
We did. And he was one of
And
the
Kurt
good
Darling.
ones. Yeah.
Kurt Darling left us this week.
He got an opportunity he just couldn't pass
He's
up.
a sports guy.
He's the produce manager over at Kroger.
You guys, we drive green tractors. The only tractors in Bartholomew County are green.
Only the green tractors are in Bartholomew County.
Only the green tractors.
Yep,
There
only
you
the
go.
green ones.
You guys keep up the good work, and I'll be listening every Saturday, and I'll be planting corn one of these days, and I'll be planting corn and watch and listen to you guys. I still want Pat Sullivan to put up a store in Columbus.
That's
You do
not
very
you know
well.
what?
You know, it's not a bad
I will
idea.
tell you that the Columbus market is a great market. I will say
It's
that.
not bad.
Yep.
I want you to all come down and go to. We got ice cream. We got a lot of beautiful architecture.
Yeah, it's a happening place.
Yeah.
Hey, John, thanks. Great.
Okay.
Thanks for checking in with us.
Okay, you have.
Yeah, I'm glad you kicked the drugs. and got clean.
Pat.
What?
Good Lord.
What are you saying?
He said he was in rehab for a year.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
It could be physical rehabilitation.
Oh, I never
It
thought
could be
about
a lot
that.
of different things. He might have fallen off a tractor.
I just assumed he had a crack.
Take the high
No,
road, Pat.
no, I
thought
know
he
that's
had-
in your
I just
brain
assumed
today.
he had
No.
a crack habit.
We don't know that.
I'm afraid to let you
cracked
take the call
corner,
about the
now this.
woodpeckers.
You have got crack on the brain.
No, but I'm not. I'm.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know, but I'm not. I could be right.
He doesn't know
You
what's
know-
wrong, but he's getting over it. Let's take Diane.
Anyway, I'm glad he's okay. Glad he's doing
No,
well.
it's good to get back on his feet.
Well, either way.
Yeah,
What was that?
it's a little crack music.
I think Ethan's getting bored.
This is a rehab by Amy Winehouse.
She was so good.
She was so
Oh man, was she good?
Is John bumping to this? Is that the proper use of bumping?
Yeah.
He's bumping to this, babe.
So good.
He's finally alive.
Diane
joins
joins
the first
us.
3 hours he's been sleeping over there.
Diane joins us on the program. Hi, Diane.
Hello, Pat. I have a suggestion for all the people that are having problems with woodpeckers.
Okay.
We have a wood home up on the Tippecanoe River in Monticello. And, of course, the woodpeckers love the house, and we have an exterminator who also owns a wood home. Guess what? Woodpeckers do not like wind chimes.
Oh,
so,
really?
Pat,
wow.
If anybody who has a wooden house that has problems with woodpeckers, they need to put wood chimes around their house.
How many wind chimes would you recommend? As a wind chime merchant, I would be very interested in this answer. Is it one per side?
Well, it depends on it. Well, absolutely, one per side, and it depends on how big your house is. But we put up wind chimes. It doesn't matter if they're little or big or whatever. The woodpeckers don't like them.
So I could
That's
mark.
amazing.
I could mark some, like if it was like small, medium, large, I would say probably will do the job. And then as you go up, and then you get to the great big ones, like you're serious right here. This complete guarantee. I'm totally your caller of the day.
All right.
Thanks,
well,
Diane.
it was recommended by our exterminator, and our exterminator, of course, your expert that was on before is exactly right. We have to guard against all the wood bees and all the things that love to bore their nest into wood. So we have the exterminator out. Well, luckily, they also owned a big home, and a woodpecker can drill a hole into your house in 30 minutes. It's just like unbelievable. And he is the one that said, hey, they don't like wind chimes.
Did the expert say anything about how the woodpeckers always know where the master bedroom is? No?
That's good.
No, but they do.
You can't say master bedroom anymore. It's the
yes, you can.
Primary
suite. Yeah, the primary suite. All right. Diane, thank you very much. You're a lot of fun.
Actually, Pat, I thought you would like that one since you can sell more wind chimes.
There you go. Love it.
20% off today.
I feel like Diane could have been one of the Mount Comfort girls.
What do you mean? The Mount Comfort girls?
Over in
Andy of Mayberry.
Oh, Mount Pilot.
Mount Pilot, yeah.
Fun girls.
The fun girls.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah,
So. We're coming right back. We have the speed rounds coming up next. 239-9393. That's 239-9393.
No matter where you head on your commute, Matt Bear is there. Paris.
Les Champs-Élysées sont un véritable parking ce matin.
Warsaw.
W drodze do pracy, wyjdź trochę wcześniej.
Or Brazil.
Temos bisbilhotice no Rio de Janeiro. Não haja como turista.
Matt, these are all cities in Indiana.
Oh, that makes my job easier.
Making your commute easier. Matt Bear Traffic. Mornings and afternoons on 93 WIBC.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. Available 24/7, 365. This is a local company. There's somebody named Michaelis. If there wasn't, why would the name be so confusing? It's Michael I.S. That's Michaelis. And Richard Michaelis is the owner, and he's put together a great team. They can help you out in time of need. And right now, it's probably water. If you're having problems, water in the basement, the crawl space, they can help you. The number 844-FIX-INDY. That's 844-FIX-INDY. Water storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
When you're running a small business, every dollar counts. And there's lots of ways you could try saving money, like, say, subletting half your office to an exotic pet shop, or downsizing your fleet of catering trucks to a fleet of catering scooters. Or you could try a smarter way to save. Switch to Comcast Business Mobile. It could save you up to 70% on business wireless compared to AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile, and save you the hassle of having a parrot as your desk mate. So don't compromise your business to save money. Keep it growing with Comcast Business Mobile, an incredible value and smarter way to save. Comcast Business Mobile, powering smarter savings, powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Compares weighted average of providers based on optimized pricing. Comcast Business Internet required. Reduce speeds after data usage included with plan. Savings may vary.
It's Chimney Solutions Indiana 10% off special going on now. Chimney sweeps and inspections included.
This is our 10th year in business. To thank all of our customers, we're offering a full 10% off all services. Don't let your fireplace and chimney be a headache. Let
Speed Round is brought to you by
Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Great pricing on Lazy Boy, Indiana-made Smith Brothers furniture, mattresses made in Indiana, and maintenance-free outdoor furniture. Free delivery up to 75 miles, Pat. It's ThompsonFurniture.net.
Who's ready for the Speed Round? Who?
Yeah, I sort of like this.
You?
You?
You can't handle the Speed Round. 239-9393. And we are start this off. We're going to start and finish right here with Rick. Hi, Rick.
Hey, guys. Just wanted to give you a real quick thing on the woodpeckers. Got a cabin down in Brown County. Had over 50 big slots in it where they dug the carpenter bees out. Hang up floppy disk on a string. They don't like the glitter, and they will never, ever come back. We put about 10 up. Haven't had a woodpecker on the house ever since.
Hey, Rick, where are you using floppy disks? Because that technology is about 6 to 10 years old.
I have a bunch of them that I bought on a deal, and I had a pack of 100 of them that nobody uses. So we found a use.
I wonder if we could use the same thing with old CDs.
Well, I was going to say with CDs, you could probably hang those too. They're still going to be
What if you put
reflective.
some sparkles on them, and then you could be like a disco hall?
I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing. It's the disc.
The CDs, right?
You know, Terry is thinking about doing a craft corner where they use the CDs and put glitter on them and stuff. So
Should we just hang disco balls everywhere?
Yeah.
Outside?
You hang disco balls everywhere.
I just have so many CDs at home. I mean, that would be a great thing to do with them.
We could have a dance party.
And then what? Like you'd be kind of in the mood for like a little Fleetwood Mac or something. And you have to get a ladder out.
Rick, do you know who Fleetwood Mac
you
is?
have to go cut that one down.
And it makes a good light show at night.
Oh, I bet it does.
There's Mrs. Rick. Hi.
Good light.
Yeah, Mrs. Rick. Yeah. Anyway,
So,
they're really great. Sit in the hot tub and watch a light show.
Oh, wait a minute. You got a hot tub too, Rick? And you haven't invited us over?
Well, put your reservation in. We'll talk about it.
I like his style. Isn't this a good one?
Hey, Rick, it sounds like somebody's trying to bump into your phone. They're probably the HOA.
Yeah, well, she's the boss.
Oh,
absolutely.
Stops right there. I got you. No HOA in your neighborhood.
Yeah, no HO. Yeah, there is.
Hey, Rick.
Do they know about the disco disc?
No. What about it?
Hey, Rick, do you know what
Maybe I wanna get
a
in on
PowerPoint presentation is?
Yes.
All right. So my wife
Way
sends
to
me this.
treat him like he's stupid.
No. My wife sends me this picture of this woman and says, my husband asked if he had any annoying bad habits. And then he got all offended during my PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, this conversation's on that PowerPoint.
Yeah. Oh, Allison.
Very nice. Thank you.
She can still zing.
What did Pat Godwin was using, like very similar to talk down to somebody in his show? He would say
Mansplaining? Was he mansplaining something?
He would say, I don't want, what's the word for talking down to somebody?
Demeaning?
No.
I think just
condescending.
Condescending.
Okay.
He goes, now, you're younger and I'm older, so I don't want to be condescending to you, which means talk down to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes,
so he got that. As
Gotcha.
He does it. Let's just say
That's cute.
Pat Godwin does it a lot better.
No, that was good. I like
It wasn't bad. That
Hey.
yours wasn't awful.
If you ever get a chance to see Pat Godwin, take it. He really puts on a great show.
Is he happy when he gets to do the show at a hardware store? I heard a comment about that just once,
Yeah. I think he is because, the bar's pretty low. It's a hardware store.
It's a very intimate, fun thing for a comedian. It
really is. That's why I always say the great thing about having a restaurant and a hardware store, our food is really good. Our chefs are top notch. But I always say if somebody doesn't like the food, it's like, well, you're the one that chose the hardware store. Don't blame me. You're the one that went to the hardware store to eat. So,
Sully.
Hey, we do have our 20% off sale that goes till 8 o'clock tonight and all day tomorrow. Grills, fertilizer, furniture, gift, plumbing washers, everything.
Except Girl Scout cookies.
Except Girl Scout cookies.
But you got them.
Yeah.
But you got them, and you got all the flavors.
Yep.
For now.
$6.
$6 a box.
And
They're not
crazy.
And the troop ladies hate that we do it, but
well,
okay. It's
the
still
Girl
going
Scouts,
to- it's
they
still
still
going
got
to
their
them.
money. Kids
There
are
it
still going to
goes.
go to camp.
Abdul's coming up next, 93 WIBC.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios. This is Indy's Mobile News. 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
hostages released. I'm Paul Stevens.